answer this question. The question is, what form of, I repeat the question, if someone wants you can quickly note down the question as well. Should I say the question? Are you all there with me connected? Can I have a quick response? You need to have a pen and a paper with me while I am explaining you all. So the question says that I want you all to help me to identify the organization structure. I repeat, I want you all to help me to identify the organization structure of three different types of companies. First type of company, I will name the company, not type. The company is named, the first of all is L&T, Larsen and Toubro. I want you all to identify the company L&T, which kind of organization structure it has got. If I forget at the end of the chapter also, just remind me. Sir, you had ask us the question at the start of this chapter. So first is L&T. Second type of organization is any bank. So let us name this bank as SBI, State Bank of India. And lastly, company's name is Viraj Traders. The company's name is Viraj Traders. I repeat, the first was L&T, second was SBI Bank, third is Viraj Traders. At the end of this chapter, you should be able to tell me what kind of organization structure each one of them follows. Okay, I'll give you a chance to answer also that particular way. Good evening to you as well, Sigmund. So we are starting up with this chapter, that is types of organization structure. Those who have joined me a little late, this is the link from which you can get the PPTs as well. So first of all, in this chapter, that is types of organization. The organization is a very important department, organization structure, which ensures that the company runs in a systematic and proper way. So when an organization is created, it has got its structure and span of control, which is nothing but the interrelations between various employees working in the company. So whenever an organization is created, it has got a lot of different departments, different sections, different groups, different teams, or maybe it is just one employee and an owner. So despite of one employee and an owner, there are a lot of activities which each one of them would perform and act. So for that purpose, there are a lot of span of control, a lot of activities which are required. And this organization usually comprises of interrelations between various employees working in the company. So any organization which has got a lot of employees and they are working in different departments, it is where it is referred to as an organization. There are different levels in the organization, starting off with the senior level managers, middle level managers, we can say operation level managers, lower level managers, then you have got zonal level managers, regional level managers. So you have got different various parts in which the managers are classified. And based upon that, there are different types of requirements which the company needs depending upon the type of organization it has got. So if the company is a very big company, the requirement of the employees would be accordingly. If the company is a smaller company, the requirement of the employees would be different. So that is how the whole organization structure would be designed. So depending upon the requirement, the type and structure of the organization would also differ. Based upon these aspects, normally there are certain factors which determine the forms of internal organization. And based upon those factors, we have got different types of organization structure. So first of them is known as line, military or scalar organization. Second is known as functional organization. Third is known as line and staff organization. Fourth is known as committee organization. Fifth, project organization. Sixth, matrix. And seventh is free form of organization. So based upon nature, scale and size of business, what is the nature of the business? Are you a trader? Are you a manufacturer? Are you a supplier? Are you a service oriented company? What nature of a business is? What scale? Scale means magnitude, or what area of operations you have got. How big your business is. Based upon these factors, there is been determination for identifying what kind of organization internally structure would be designed. So you may have either line, military or scalar organization structure, you may have functional organization structure, you may have line and staff organization structure, you may have committee organization structure, project organization, matrix and free from organization. I hope you all have heard about these chapters earlier as well, right? Can I have quick responses from everyone? Be at different levels, wherever you have did or you graduated at different layers, you all have gone through these topics or these elements like line, military or scalar organization, functional line and stuff together. Again, committee, project, matrix, free form. Yes, I have got many yeses also with that. I have got few no's as well. Those who have not yet heard about it, for them it is going to be a new thing, and those already heard about it, it is going to be a revision for what these topics are, or how does the line and or line and other organization structure functions. Uh, yes, good evening to Ashish and good evening to Jignesh also. So this is the link for those who have joined us late. But based upon all, so we'll be going in depth about each one of them in detail, how its things are going to function. This ENTEM exam for principles of management, guys, would require two things from your end. One thing is understanding what I'll explain you. Second thing is thoroughly reading the book once. Reading the book once means what? Going through the chapters thoroughly, reading across, and then you will be able to give the exam. So these are two elements which would be required for ENTEM exams, which would commence I think next month. So as far as this is concerned, we have got different organization structure as I mentioned. So shall we go ahead with different forms of organization structure? Can I have quick responses from everyone? Okay, so let us start with the first and the foremost organization structure, and it is referred to as the line, military or scalar organization. So the first is known as line, military or scalar organization. Kaushik, you have asked me something 544. I didn't get you. You have any queries, Kaushik? Okay, no problem. So first and the foremost is line, military or scalar organization. Now line structure or military or scalar organization structure. Now this type of structure, if you can see guys, it has got a different flow. So it starts from top management level to the bottom. So you have got the top general manager will directly tell things which purchase manager, production manager, sales manager, finance manager, they all have to follow. What production manager will say, the foreman has to follow. Whatever the worker will, the foreman will say, the workers have to follow. So it will go on from top to bottom. So the hierarchy goes from top to bottom. This type of organization structure is known as what? Line organization, also referred to as military or scalar organization. Is it clear with everyone? Can I have quick responses? Whatever I have spoken, have you understood? What do you mean by line or military or scalar? It will go from top to bottom. The key over here is it will go from top to bottom. And it is one of the oldest organization structure. In traditional times, that is early 18th century and 19th century, the organization would usually be of the line, military or scalar organization. Or rather, we will have also in the current scenario certain organizations which are very adamant, which is not following from what the bottom people say to the top, but we have got certain organization which goes from top to bottom functioning. This type of organization structure is referred to as line, military or scalar organization. Is it clear with everyone? Okay. So आगे बढ़ते हैं. Next is in this part is how does the line, military or scalar organization function? As I mentioned earlier, it flows from top management level to the bottom. The top management people have greater decision making authority than the bottom level executives. So the topper people or the people who are at the corporate level or at the decision making levels, they have got greater decision making authority. So they will be able to take decision for the company's requirement and take the company to next level. The same level executives do not give or receive orders among themselves. So in the previous diagram, you can see purchase manager will not be able to give instructions to production manager. Production manager will not give instructions to sales manager, but they'll always go at the bottom level. So purchase manager will go and give orders to purchase assistants, and purchase assistants will go and give orders to workers. So it will flow from top to bottom, not from vertical or maybe to the horizontal layers. It will just go from the top to bottom. This kind of organization structure is referred to as line, military or scalar organization. Is it clear with everyone, this much part? Yes, Sigmund, you can call it as vertical structure as well. Specifically here it is referring with regards to line, military or scalar organization. You know the term military, why is been given? The term military is given because in the military, in the military zone where we have got army people and etc. They are not allowed to ask any questions. That the bottom will not, or the soldiers will not be allowed to ask question. They will just hear whatever the top people say. Yeah, Sigmund, you can say it is hardcore discipline. Or rather, Nikita, what you also mentioned, it is more about hierarchical flow which they need to follow. But at times, when the bottom level have got better exposure to the situations, the top level would be able to decide on the situations accordingly. So here at times it becomes a disadvantage, but again also it has got its own pros and cons. Yes, Snehal, it is only downward. It is not upward. Absolutely correct, Snehal. This is how this organization structure format has been designed. So in this part, you have got the organization, that is, they are not allowed to stay to the same level. So it will not go the horizontal way, or rather, sorry, the horizontal way it will not go. It will just go vertical from top to bottom. So they will receive orders from their immediate boss. Immediate boss may be, say for example, for the workers in the previous slide, which is on your screen on slide number 5, workers will get orders directly from purchase assistants. Purchase assistants will get order only from the purchase manager. So the orders will flow usually from the topmost people to the bottom layer people. This is how this organization structure follows. In this part, it gives clear indication that all departmental heads are responsible to general manager, who in turn is responsible to the board of directors. So this organization structure specifically talks about top bottom. It is no bottom top, just downward format from the boss to its executives, and from the executives to their immediate executives. So it will go directly downward from one point to the another point. This type of organization structure is known as line or military or scalar organization. Is it clear with everyone? Yes, can I have quick response? Is it clear with everyone? Great, superb. आगे बढ़ते हैं. Next is advantages of line organization. One of the best advantage of this kind of organization structure is simple. It's very simple. It has got no things to think about. It is just that the owner will tell you and everyone has to follow. Simple thing. Or rather, the general manager will tell you and everyone has to follow. That is why it is very simple. Not it doesn't have a lot of issues and challenges and questions. Next advantage of line organization is economical. That is, you would not require a lot of challenges, or it will not require more amount of expenses. The reason being because of the fact that it is just the managers are just supervising. So there is no need for multiple supervisors. It just requires one supervisor who will take care of the activities. It also involves a lot of coordination, because here everything is coordinated to the one superior. It is also it is more direct communication. So it is directly going from top to the bottom. It will directly communicate to the people who are supposed to do this kind of activities. It is also flexible in nature. It involves a lot of discipline because everyone has to follow. It ensures speedy action. There is unity of control because the message is throughout passed at the same level, same junction, and division of authority and responsibility is also there. So everyone who is authorized and is responsible for the task. In the previous diagram which we saw in the line military, here in the whole structure on slide number 5, the purchase manager is responsible for all activities which are purchase assistants is going to do. So purchase manager authorizes purchase assistants to do its task. So that is how the whole line military or scalar organization structure would function. Superb, Sigmund, what you have rightly mentioned. Everyone usually knows who they are reporting to. Are they reporting to their immediate bosses, or how the organization structure is going to follow? So this type of organization is known as line organization. Nikita, flexible in the sense means what, Nikita? It means that it will reach from point level 1 to another level. So flexible in the clarity of the task or clarity of the message. That is how it is flexible. Nikita? Sanjeevani, yes, it is worker to superior, so it will go everything hierarchy based. That is known as line organization. Is it clear with you, Nikita? I wonder, are you typing, Nikita? Okay. Mahesh, economical because there is no need for multiple supervisors. Just the general manager who will be responsible for its activity. Yeah, operation is easy, Meher, absolutely correct. So these are few advantages of the line organization. Is it clear with everyone? Yes, absolutely, Neeraj. No orders from cross heads will be taken. It is just that it will go from point 1 to point 1. That's it. Yeah, Mahesh, correct. It will go. It will involve less monetary. Monetary involvement is less because only one hierarchical supporting body is there, this general manager, who will not have lot of managers to respond to, but they'll just instruct from there, and it will directly filter down to the workers who are going to perform their tasks. Nikita, I'm waiting for a reply. Is it clear as far as flexibility concept is concerned? It is flexible simply because it does not require lot of challenges. flexible in information passing. So if information needs to be passed, it will go directly from the top level to the bottom level in one stroke or one shot itself. That is why it is flexible. That's what basically the meaning of flexible in this context is. Okay, moving on to the next organization structure, which is known as functional organization structure. Now, functional organization structure is little different as compared to the basic level of organization structure. Snehal, if you are asking me, there's some voice is getting distorted. Snehal, you need to check your level points, because here it is absolutely clear. No one else is finding this challenge or issue. So I don't think there's a problem at our end. Okay, moving ahead. Maybe you need to reconnect, disconnect and reconnect it, so it will be fine with you. Anyone else is facing any problems with regards to voice, or rather, is my voice clear? Okay, I've got a lot of responses which says the voice is clear. Thanks. Palak, I think you need to check your internet situation. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Okay. Shashank, you also need to check about your internet speed. Pramod, as far as disadvantages of line organization, I have not covered in this PPT because of the fact that you can easily go through. But couple of disadvantages of line organization structure is what it does not allow any specialization. The reason being, one person will be directing everything. So general manager is directing everything. He is not specialized. He has got generalized activity. So maybe he is not been able to think from what the challenges the purchase department will basically face, what challenges will be faced by the other department heads. Like for example, we have got the production manager, what will be the facing of situation of sales manager, how the finance manager would function. Also, there is going to be overburden of activities on each and every managers. So they will be loaded with a lot of things. They will not be able to maybe focus at times at different areas. Also, if there would be a lot of favoritism specifically, because if sales manager is able to convince the general manager effectively and efficiently, maybe they'll be able to get more revenues or generate or get more support from the department or board than as compared to any other as compared to any other managers. So that is where favoritism would come into the situation. It also has got a big challenge, that is there is a lot of dictatorship happening, that is the boss wills and everyone needs to follow. So it at times is not very favorable, and you get a to grow big time. Okay, Pramod, have you got these points? And there are many such disadvantages. You can go through the things in the book, it will help you. Kunita, your question I was not able to understand. What problems are there in the lower level of activities? In the lower level of activities, the problem which the employees would or the workers would face, it is that the general manager may not be realistic in his approach. So maybe general manager would say that okay, in the month of March, you may be able to make. So the general manager decides that the sales department needs to do a sales of 150,000 units. So maybe it would not be feasible in the month of March. The reason being, because it is already March ending, so the books are going to get closed, and there is a lot of pressure from the general manager. So what happens is that maybe he is not having that realistic view. So this becomes a very big challenge for the lower level of lower level people, lower level activities to get their problems or their issues passing across to the general manager. Yeah, as simple, Maher has rightly summed up the whole line and organization structure. That is, staff must follow the orders of their superiors. This is what basically it specifically means. Next, we now move on to the next organization structure after line, military, also referred to as the scalar organization, to the next level known as functional organization. Now you all can see on the screen a wonderful structure which is designed as far as it is called as the functional structure. Now functional structure involves a lot of coordination, connections, and permutations and combinations. So you can see over here, there will be engineers who will work for different areas, different activities. No, Kaushiki, it's not that the hierarchy will be very clear. In the level of functional organization structure, all the activities would be interrelated or interconnected. So the specialist needs to go and do work in different departments. I'll give a live example of a functional organization. So say for example you have got in your company you may have an IT department. So when you have got an IT department and there are various departments in an organization. So you may have marketing department, you have finance department, you have got human resource department, you have got export department, you have got import department. A lot of departments, a lot of different you can say designations are there. Now, in functional organization, you may have one function that is IT, maybe hardware or software personnel who will go and answer the queries of all these departments at the same moment of time. This kind of an organization structure is known as functional organization structure, wherein different functions will be getting merged at different layers. So you can see over here in this given example, we have got Sanjeevani, that is what confusion also the employee when they're functioning gets. So this is a very modest kind of an example. We have got in this part, we have got the situation wherein you have got different, you can say, so the first we had got, in the first layer was, if you see the example and the diagram of line and military or scalar organization, you had got purchase, production, sales and finance manager. But then when you went into the concept of functional organization, you have got one function in that. So we have got one function known as works manager. Now works manager has got three main heads: engineer, superintendent and chemist. And there are a lot of small tasks which are then associated with the workers. So anytime it requires, say for example, a function known as instruction card clerk, or you can say discipline, and you can say you have got inspector, you have got repair boss. So chemist, repair boss will also work activity for chemist. Repair boss will also go and do the task for engineer, and also he will go and do the task for superintendent. So that is how it will go here and there everywhere. So this is how the whole organization structure, specifically functional organization structure, would usually performing its task. So under functional organization there are various specialists are involved and they perform different functions in the organization. So many specialists are there and they do tasks as per the requirement. These specialists attend to work common to different functions, various departments. So different departments are there. Different departments have got common problems or common activities. So all these departments' common activities will be taken care of by whom? These functional heads. Is it clear with everyone? Can I have quick responses from everyone? Have you understood this much part? So here you could also see in the diagram, you have got workers which receive instruction from various specialists. So at the bottom level in the diagram, you can see there are workers, and these workers get information from all different layers of employees which are connected at the you can say middle level, which comprises of uh, people like a route clerk. You have got instruction card clerk, time and cost clerk. So they'll all get the information accordingly. Shashank, since you are getting disturbance, I would no, Girish, it has to flow from engineer to the department and from department to the workers. That is how the hierarchy. That is how the whole hierarchy is designed. Good evening, Surya Prakash. Shashank, I understand your grievance or problem. I would request you to contact the support desk. They will be the best people to identify and tell you what exactly the problem and disturbance is. Good evening, Mahek. Okay, this is the support desk number for you, Shashank. It will be great if you can call up them. They'll be able to tell you what the scenario is. Samadhan, it is still early to tell which in the real life you follow. Do you have functional and military? Do you have combination of what, etc., etc. So we'll be able to identify that part at a later stage. But just let us go through the different organization structure. Now, Sanjeevani, yes, we have got disadvantage also for the functional organization, which will come later stage. That is basically they have got a lot of challenges. Like one is centralization. Everything is there from the works manager point of view, and it goes directly down. So it is centralized. If there is certain problem which the workers are facing, or maybe some problems which another department is facing, they will not be able to reach to the problem from the bottom core. That is where it also has got a disadvantage thing. Explain later on. I'll be able to. I'll be in a position to answer your queries. So first of all, let us now go to depth. I'll give you Arun the example of functional, but let me first explain the whole concept with advantage and disadvantage, and I'll give you an example. Okay, Arun. Okay, great. So under functional organization, we have got various specialists. These specialists attend to work common to different functions, various departments. So there are a lot of things. They're specialized in different ways, and they'll work common to different functions. So different activities, but common people will go into the same kind of activity. The workers receive instructions from various specialists. So various specialists will give orders that worker, this person has to do this kind of task, this person has to do that kind of task. So all specialists will give instructions to the workers. The specialists work at supervision level. So they supervise how the workers are performing their task. Most of the manufacturing setup, the trading, the small medium enterprises, SMEs, would have these kind of tasks where they'll perform these kind of activities. So this is where the organization structure will be designed that way. The specialists work at supervision level. Thus the workers are accountable to not only one specialist, but lot of specialists from whom instructions are received. So here the worker will be able to identify what each specialist is giving them the information or task, and based upon that the output will take place. So this kind of an organization is known as functional organization. The advantages of this kind of an organization structure is they benefit from the specialization. So whatever specialization is there, they benefit. Like for example, we have got worksman. In worksman department, we have got one department known as, say for example, engineering department. Now, so the engineering department would specialize in that area. So the worker will get the orders whatever the engineering department is asking them to do. Similarly, application of expert knowledge. So expert knowledge of that department will directly transfer to the worker, reducing the workload on each person because only one type of work. So accordingly, also the workload would be get disseminating. There will be any supervision will be involved. So these are all advantages of functional organization structure. There will be relief to line executive. That is, they will not be performing the same task. They will also get mixed in multiples of tasks. They will be involved into cooperation. There will be one of the advantage of functional organization is that they can produce bulk. Mass production will take place. At the same time, it is economical and flexible as far as the functional organization structure is concerned. Whereas the disadvantages of functional organization, again, it is very complex. The relationship between the owner and the, or rather you can say the main head, which comprises of the works manager and the worker, a lot of hierarchy in between people are there. So it is very complicated and complex. Speed of action also gets hampered right from the top level. The information going down also gets hampered because at times information would not be passed on very easily. It will be difficult to maintain discipline. So discipline would be a big challenge because the same employee is getting information and tasks from different specialization. Which task to do, which task he is not supposed to do, he will not come to know. There is over specialization in the department. So there is a lot of specialization, specialist people which will want their activity or task to be done in systematic and effective form. There will be ineffective coordination because the A department is saying to work, B department is saying the same worker to work, and C department is also putting the same task on the employee. So it is going to be a big challenge at all the levels of the organization structure. Again, it is a big disadvantage of functional organization is that it is going to be decentralized. Decentralized, which means what? It is centralized, which means what? The whole task would be at the top level, and it will flow from just top to bottom. The worker cannot say the grievance or problems. Lack of responsibility would be a big challenge and issue at the functional organization. Lot of increase in overhead because different specialization, small specialization involves lot of people involvement, and it is again going to be a classic example or classic story of a poor administration because lot of things the same employee will be hearing and wanting to perform their task would not be able to give the output accordingly. So these are few disadvantages of functional organization. Now this is how an organization in the manufacturing sector, or rather you can say SME, that is small medium enterprise, faces the situation. Superb, Punita. A lot of people are going to interfere in different departments. So say for example, we have got an employee named Shyam. Now Shyam gets order from the marketing department. Shyam also gets the order from the purchase department, and the same Shyam is supposed to hear whatever is being told by the works department. So Shyam is confused. Whom should he respond first? Should he go on first come first serve basis? Should he follow LeFO method, FIFO method? What exactly should he do? He is not able to prioritize the task. This is the biggest disadvantage of the functional organization. Yeah, we can say Samadhan at times the office boy gets really big challenge, but here the story is not about office boy, the story is more about the organization structure, where you have got functional organization where the worker at the bottom level gets confused. Rightly, if Samadhan you are trying to correlate with the worker below at the office as an office boy, he is really confused. There are three bosses. Each and every boss says different things and different tasks, and all wants it urgent. So where does the office boy actually land up? So basically he gets confused what exactly he needs to do now. So this is the classic example of functional organization or how it functions. Arun, are you clear with the functional organization concept? And its application usually happens in the manufacturing sector. Like if you have seen in a manufacturing sector, we'd find that a lot of departments are there and each department has got this kind of a task. Is it clear with everyone? Can I have the responses from everyone? Okay, I've got few guesses. I'm going to tell you a small story. I want you all to identify between the line military and the line military or scalar organization and the functional organization, which it belongs to, and what are the challenges or issues. Kaushiki, centralization can be a disadvantage because Kaushiki, what happens is that, what do you mean by centralization, Kaushiki? It means that centrally things are going to follow. Yes, Mahek, correct. So centralization means what? It is going to follow from one point to another point. So it will directly go from the top to the bottom. So in the centralization structure, what happens is that it has got first the owner, or rather you can say the functional head, that is the engineer. Now engineer will give the command to you can say function 1, function 2 and function 3. All the three functions will give the command to the same worker. So this becomes a disadvantage because here it is centralized. It has to go from here, then here, then here and then here only. So it has to go from the works manager to the engineer, from the engineer to that department, and from that department to worker only. It cannot directly, if it is quickly urgent, it cannot go from the engineer directly to the worker. Okay, Kaushiki? No problem, absolutely clear. Absolutely, not a problem. So I hope everyone is clear with the line structure and the functional structure, right? Yes, Arun, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. I'm going to tell you a small case or small story about an organization. Okay, so this is a company known as Avon Textiles. I repeat, the company's name is Avon, A-V-O-N, Avon Textiles. This company, Avon Textiles, has got different functions or different managers. They have got purchase manager, they have got production manager, sales manager, finance manager. So they have got different kinds of managers like purchase, production, sales and finance manager. Now each of these managers has got different departments. So like in purchase manager, they have got purchase department, then they have got assistant purchase department, they have got rather you can say different people reporting to the purchase manager. So purchase manager, so the story goes like this. You have got first of all general manager. Below general manager, you have got known as different functions. Like we have got purchase manager, production manager, sales manager, finance manager, marketing manager. You have got research and development managers. Like this, you have got different managers. Each manager has got minimum 3 people reporting, and these 3 people will give the task to the workers. Is it clear with everyone? Are you getting the form of or the format what I'm trying to explain? So at the top you have got general manager, that is the head of the company, GM, who has got different departments or different functions like marketing, finance, HR, operation, production, purchase, logistics, transport, others. So we have got various departments, research and development. So different departments or different functions, you can say, not department, the correct word is functions. These functional heads have got small still different kind of employees. Okay, so they have got again small people below them. Now below them is the employee. If I have to explain you in the form of a diagram, just give me a minute time. I'll just show you a diagram. Just give me 30 seconds time. Say a general manager who has got different functional heads. So you have got marketing, you have got finance, you have got HR, you have got operation, who has got different people involved below them, and then ABC. I'm just drawing a diagram, so have give me just 5 seconds time to give you the information. So this is how. No, I have got a different example of a diagram. So if you can just have a look at this diagram which I'm showing to you on your screen. What diagram or images there in the book is different and what I'm explaining is different. So if you can see over here the structure, is it clear with you? I am not able to understand, but if you can see, you have got general manager who has got different functions like marketing, finance, HR, operation. You know that I've got ABC as the heads, or you can say the managers, who then give the information to workers. Is it clear with everyone so far? The image is clear which I am showing to you on a piece of paper. Madhura, what you have asked is absolutely clear, correct? You all can see the diagram? Okay, great, superb. Now, at the workers zone, there is one person whose name is Raju. So at the workers zone in the marketing, below the marketing, is the person who is Raju. You can see over here mentioned. So you have got Mr. Raju. Yeah, Shashank, thanks. So Arun, they have got, this is a structure which has been designed. Now here, I want you all to help me. And identify one of the biggest disadvantage what Raju is going to face. My point is, what is the biggest disadvantage Raju will face in the output or outcome of the whole organization structure? What is the biggest disadvantage? Or first of all, which is the organization structure I am talking about? I am talking about which kind of an organization structure. Is it line or is it functional? Is it line or functional? I have not spoken about line and staff. It is line or functional. From both of these, you are supposed to identify, is it line or functional? Superb. I have got maximum correct answers. It is functional. Absolutely correct. Now, from the functional organization structure, if you all have seen the diagram and you are all clear as far as the diagram which has been shown on the video, if you can see the disadvantages, I want you all to tell me which is the disadvantage which will apply over here, Mr. Raju. So he is not able to comfortably work. So what, according to you, is the disadvantage for the functional organization? This is my question. 3 subhead will give the work to Raju, okay? So which, from the disadvantage which is mentioned also in the book on page 114 and also on the screen, you have to tell me which is that disadvantage of the functional organization which is ensuring that Raju cannot perform its task properly. I want just one word. Just one word. From this whole thing, just let me know one word. Okay, great. I've got great answers from Sudhir, absolutely correct. Binsi, superb. Vinay, superb. Madhura, also superb. Somewhat I've got same answer from many of them. And they all have answered one common answer, and that is complex relationship. So here, this is what many of them has given me the answer, that there is got complex relationship. Also, few of them have said about the answer on is, so there is lack of responsibility. Lack of responsibility is also one way you can identify that this Raju is going to face the problem. Yes, Arun, Arun also has been able to identify one more disadvantage which Raju is going to see, and which is the utmost, one of the most important reason why Raju is not able to perform the task. That is ineffective coordination. He is not, I mean, the managers A, B, C would coordinate and accordingly give their work. Yes, correct. Increase in overheads also wouldn't be the major reason, increase in overheads, because of the fact that the Raju is supposed to do his task. Overhead wouldn't be a problem, Swaroop, over here at this junction at this point of time. So from these you can see No, Kalpana, I am saying it would not be there. Raju has given me, Swaroop has given me the answer increase in overhead, which I am saying, which I am defending that. That should not be a disadvantage for Mr. Raju. Yes, correct. Yes, Arun, that's also a correct point. Arun says speed of action gets hampered. Absolutely correct. Sandeep, superb. This is what you have rightly identified. So now, this is how the functional organization would face such kind of thing. Many of you would be working in the organization, you all would be seeing the same kind of situation. Maybe you are in an organization, you have got immediate bosses and you have got bosses above your boss. They all are giving you the same kind of task and they have got different ways to explain. Now it becomes at times difficult for us to understand that rather how should I basically overcome these problems and this challenge. This is where the functional organization needs to properly be designed. Yes, decentralized would be a you can say a support, but again decentralized has got its own issues and challenges. That's how the functional organizations becomes a big disadvantage. Is it clear with everyone? To solve this problem, we have got another structure, and that structure we call it as line and staff organization. Is it clear with everyone? Can I have quick responses from everyone, guys? Quickly, chalo, fatafat. Okay, superb. I hope you are all clear with the functional and the line structure. Now we are moving to the combo of functional line known as the line and staff structure. Now line and staff structure is the answer to the query of the question. So line and staff. The line employees or line workers and the staff organization. So we saw the line structure and the staff. They both work in coordination. They both work in support to each other. There is a top to bottom as well as horizontal and vertical. Both ways that transaction. Yes, superb sequence. It is horizontal and vertical coordination both the levels at all the levels. This is how the line and staff organization structure usually functions. So here in the diagram you have seen you have a lot of departments, heads like manager process, and you have got finance manager, works manager, personnel manager. Each one have got different activities. So you have got quality control inspector, you have got repairs and maintenance. They directly talk with each other. There is no need for the instructions from the top level to filter it down. It can go here and there everywhere. So this is how the line and staff organization structure would function. So the line officers have the authority to take decisions and implement them to achieve the objectives of the organization. So what is the objective of the organization can be easily achieved with the help of line officers, and they are able to take the decision as well. They are assisted by the staff officer while framing the policies and plans and taking decisions. So they will be designed to make sure that whatever decisions are there, they would be able to cater and the output would be accordingly generated. Many times the line officers are not in position to acquire the technical knowledge. Like for example, taking correct decisions in production department, taking correct decision in the IT department, taking correct decision with regards to what kind of tool requiring the factories, you can say boiler or some kind of another tool required. So it becomes very difficult. This gap can be bridged by the staff officers who are experts in particular field. So line and staff both combined with each other. Line officer would be, say for example, all the managers which we saw, and staff officers would be at the bottom level. So they are able to cooperate and coordinate accordingly. The line officers can get great expert advice from the staff officers before taking any final decision. So it becomes all the more advantageous for the organization to work faster, better, and give the output accordingly. So this is how the line and staff organization structure will make the problem solve. Whatever the disadvantages of line structure and whatever the disadvantages of functional structure are overlooked or basically are answered by the line and staff structure. Like we had seen, one of the biggest challenge in the functional structure was that is lack of coordination. Here the coordination becomes very easily. There was also there was a lot of centralization. The organization would not have any would not give support. It is just from the top to the bottom. But here it goes top, bottom, horizontal, vertical, both the ways the transaction would function. So based upon that, let us now go ahead and see the different kinds of advantages of line and staff organization structure. So first advantage, it facilitates the workers to work faster and better. So work will become more faster and better. Specialization is attained when the staff officers concentrate on planning function and the line officers concentrate on execution function. So here line and staff, the biggest advantage is what they are able to do their tasks effectively. The staff will focus on the planning and the line will focus on the execution. So whatever they plan, the execution will be taken supported by the help of line. It enables the organization effectively utilize the staff officers' experience and advice. So whatever the experience of the staff, which is at the bottom level working, they will be able to give the expert advice, and accordingly the output would be given. A new technology or a new product, a new procedure may be introduced in the organization without any dislocation. So if there is any kind of a challenge or issue, the problem will get quickly solved. The reason because line and staff both are working in coordination for support and ensuring that the company can grow effectively in proper and beneficial way. So this is how the line and staff structure would usually be able to give the output. But at times there are also disadvantages, like there will be a lot of the powers given to the line department or the staff department, they'll misuse it. Also there will be difficult to control the lines and staff employees. Without any reason they'll assign tasks to the workers. So these are again disadvantages which will basically be faced by the when the line and staff organization structure is going to be designed. Is it clear with everyone, the line and staff organization structure? Can I have big responses from everyone? Guys, in the modern times, line and staff has been one of the purse for many companies in the domestic markets. The reason being because of the fact that the companies in the market, when they are functioning and doing their task, they prefer line and staff, as it involves the again the workers and the employees, and the output also would be given by everyone as a team coordinating. But again, the integrity of the unnecessary giving burden to the workers needs to be properly looked upon and taken care of. From the third, that was the third kind of an organization structure which we saw. And now from the line and staff, we go to the next kind of organization known as committee organization. So, okay, Raj, how it functions? There is no confusion as such. The line officer and staff officer. Now, who is line officer? If you have seen the diagram, you only tell me who is the line officer in this diagram. You tell me which is a Swaroop. The voice is audible enough to everyone. There are around 150 students right now. It is audible to everyone. Maybe I don't know how to help you and solve the problem. Maybe to check about the speed of internet. Extremely sorry, but I cannot help you. This is the support desk structure contact number. Okay, now can someone tell me who are in this the line structure and who is basically the staff? Who is the line over here and who is in the staff? Okay, I'm waiting for answers from everyone. Who are in the line structure? So who all are involved in the line? Okay, a lot of answers. The correct, you can see the relevant logical answers are basically over here are manager, finance manager, works manager, personnel manager. These are all line structure. Okay, Raj, got your. These were all the. And what was the staff? Staff were all workers. So you have worker 1, worker 2, worker 3. So manager process was directly in contact with the process and the other departmental head, which was none the machine tryout. Okay, that was other than machine tryout. So manager process, which is in direct contact with process planner and machine tryout, they both are also basically part of the line. So these are all line: process planner, machine tryout. You have got plant superintendent, finance manager. You have got works manager, personnel manager. All managers are line, and accordingly, whom that giving the task to get the output done, they are all staff. Got it, Raj? Okay. Where will be sales again? Sales would be also. I mean, this structure which is being shown belongs to one manufacturing unit. So there would be no specialization in sales. But if the company, if I have to draw a full organization life structure, then it would also have sales besides. After, like how we have got manager process, finance manager, you have got works manager, personnel manager. Again, we have sales manager. You can have marketing manager. You can have research and development manager, etc. Yes, Dhaval. Yes, Girish. Absolutely correct. Yes, Surya Prakash, what you have said is correct. Absolutely correct, Arun, what you have said. Absolutely correct. All mean the same concept itself. Okay? So from line and staff, let us now move on to the next part, that is known as the committee organization. Now what is committee? They are going to be a group of people who will come together. Prachi, what is the question? Again, QC is specifically the line. Yes, Shweta, absolutely correct. Yes, Mahesh, what you mentioned is absolutely correct. Prachi, it is line. Okay, Prachi? Great. Now, next we are moving on to the committee organization. So, a committee is a group of people who meet by plan to discuss or make a decision for a particular subject. So, they'll meet up, they'll decide something, and accordingly the output would be given. The top management fixes the duties, responsibilities, and authority of the committee, and they are accountable to the management. This usually happens in a lot of organizations, be it SMEs or be it mid-level organizations, where the managing director or the boss or the you can say the hierarchical boss would usually form a committee for a task, and accordingly the decision is being discussed and output is given. This kind of an organization is known as committee organization. Based upon that, we have got different types of committees. So first type of committee is known as advisory committee, second is known as fact finding committee, and third is known as action committee. So different committees have got different tasks and with different challenges. Everyone is clear so far as what is committee or how it is functioning? Can I have quick responses from everyone? Everyone has understood so far whatever I have said? Okay. Now what is advisory committee? This committee examines the problems which are referred to it. So whatever this advisory committee will advise. Mahek, the story over here was, what is committee? So we have got a group of people who will meet by a plan given by the boss. So boss will give you a plan that this is what the problem is. For that purpose, a committee will be designed. Committee will come together and they accordingly discussion and the output would be given. Now based upon that, there are different kinds of committees. The first one, advisory committee. Now this committee's main task, main role or main challenge would be solving the problem, or rather you can say what is the advice given on a given issue or a challenge. This kind of committee is known as advisory committee. We also have got a next kind of committee known as fact finding committee. Now the fact finding committee would specifically talk about finding out what is the actual fact or what is the situation, what is the purpose of collecting information on a particular subject. Now this type of committee is known as fact finding committee. Is it clear with everyone as far as fact finding committee is concerned? So it is this committee is to identify the fact, what exactly is the problem, what is the fact about an issue or a challenge. Like for example, in a company there has been an issue. Like for example, some information has been leaked out. When information is leaked out, so this committee, which is known as fact finding committee, will identify that what was the fact, where the actual message or the information got leaked out. This kind of committee would actually try to identify the fact finding committee. Yes, Vijay, committees is possible in corporate because corporates have got different genres, different areas, different functions which the company does its tasks and activities. Then next is action committee, who basically consist of line officers, and they are allowed, they are basically people who are going to execute the output. So that is where the action committee or executive committee would be taking place or taking the part or role for giving the output. This is known as the action committee or executive committee. Is it clear with everyone these different three types of committees? Can I have quick responses from everyone? Okay. Yes, Girish, correct. Whatever the advisory committee would have advised based upon the problems, the action committee would accordingly act based upon whatever the facts should be found out. So advisory committee will tell what problem the company is facing or whatever the situation is there. Yes, Girish, the fact finding committee would not be independent. They all go in together. So fact will basically first find out what are the facts. Based upon that, problem solving will give the problems solutions and everything, and action committee will execute the output. Jikesh, what is fact finding committee? They'll identify the facts. So like example I gave you, Jikesh, like we have got a company in which there is some information has been leaked out. There was a current situation where the information of the company was leaked out from the company's indoor activities, which are the company's functioning its task. So whenever there is a company whose information is leaked out, yes, Kiran, there was Reliance ka whole story which happened with regards to some papers got leaked up in the information. So whenever such kind of information is leaked out and whenever the output is required, so then where do they search for this problem? So where actually, what are the facts? Who actually give the information out? That is known as fact finding committees. They'll search for the fact. Okay, Jikesh? Jikesh, understood? Okay. Moving ahead to the next part, that is the advantages of committee organization. The biggest advantage of committee organization is that they are able to take the valuable decisions. So whatever decision is required out based on the experience and the knowledge of the situation, they are able to give valuable decisions. Acha. Hasty decisions are avoided by the committee. Why? Because they are given specific tasks, specific roles. So any sudden decisions are been avoided, and this will give the maximum benefit to the organization from the long term point of view. That is because of not taking a decision hastily with availability of facts, findings, the advisory boards, the experienced people, the knowledge what they possess. Based upon all those things, the committee will be able to give the output as per the requirement. So this is one of the biggest advantage on the committee organization. Another example of committee, another advantage of committee organization is that they are encouraged to participate, or rather the committee members are encouraged to participate in the decision making process. So all the members are encouraged and they can share their knowledge about what that issue or challenge is that, and based upon that the decision would be taken up. Also at times that knowledge, I mean that area which the company wasn't knowing, they will be able to gain the information about that kind of a problem or that kind of an insight would be developed. So that is how the committee members would be encouraged and the participation would be also be given from both the ways. Yeah, maybe Vijay, what you have said is also correct. At times, committee specializes political system to show off that okay, Vijay, yes, it happens in the government sector. What you have mentioned. So by participating in decision-making process, an officer is persuaded to accept the decision and implement the decision without any delay. So whenever the committee gives an output or gives a decision, then the whole thing has to be honored and the output would be given. Now the committee decisions are usually the best because it is not just from one person's point of view. There are a lot of people involved. So when there are a lot of people involved and the decision is taken up, so the output and the decision or the solution which has been found out has been consensus to everyone. So that is what is the biggest advantage of the committee organization structure. Like that is how the committee organization would usually function. But it also has got certain disadvantages. Like the biggest disadvantage is what? There are a lot of different departmental people involved in the same committee. Everyone has got their own opinion. They have got their own ideas. They have got their own ideologies. They have got their own decisions and solutions, which really makes the whole problem delayed. And the decision which was required to be taken up immediately would not be taken up so immediately. This actually the case happened when in India also we had a lot of committees are formed for any kind of decisions and issues and challenges. Like when there was a need for liberalizing or you can say globalizing the banking industry. A lot of committees were made and these committees couldn't reach the requirement, understand everyone could not come on to the consensus. Eventually foreign sector banks entered and they covered the whole market. The RBI replaced it on and then they had to open up the business for domestic banks as well. It also happens in the company itself. Competitors would take away the orders because the committee wasn't able to take the decision for giving advertising budget. So when the advertising budget was not finalized and the money required by the marketing team wasn't being forced in, so the orders are going to the competitors. So this is where the biggest disadvantage, because in the committee there is a person of finance who asks when we will do this much advertising, what is the revenue we will be generating. Production guy says that when you are investing this much amount of money, might as well if you put this much amount of good raw material, our output would be different. HR says no, later leave all these things. Give me money, I'll bring in more better employees who will give the output according. Marketing member in that committee says, boss, the best thing is we will advertise it. When the advertising, the promotion campaign will take place, people will hear about the product and we will be able to get to the customer's needs. So this would basically be a flow of cycle. Sorry, Shashank. But I hope everyone has been able to understand what I'm trying to explain. So everything is linked in a loop. So in a committee, Shashank, it happens that we have got a lot of members. So we have got marketing, finance, HR, production, research and development. All members are sitting in that committee for, you can say, advising committee, or rather you can also call it that committee as fact finding or executive committee. In one of these committees, the members are sitting. Now the biggest challenge in that committee is what? Marketing is going from his mindset, the finance is going from his mindset. So automatically everything then at the end of the day, instead of solving the problem, it becomes encouraging more problems. So this is a big disadvantage of the committee organization. Is it clear with everyone, this much part? Can I have few responses from everyone? Yes, Arun, absolutely correct. Yes, correct. Okay, next is project organization. Now this is a unique type of organization. No, Vijay, your statement, people of or no trust committee will work. At times, Vijay, what happens, despite people who are having no trust or committee, or you can say illiterate literacy, most of the times the mind wavelength matches the need of the hour, how much the company is able to take the risks, how much they trust their employees for the output. Are they on the same level of understanding and the wavelength of the knowledge what the problem is, what level the problem is? If all those things matches, then this committee output would be a wonderful way of giving the results. But at times it becomes difficult because everyone has got their own opinion, and then you bring all those at the same platform, the output would be negligible because it does not it does not answer the queries or questions of that department, or maybe that department has got no problem itself. The problem was with A and B department, and C was just a spectator looking at that area because he was not involved in that problem, or there was no problem in his department, or the question wasn't specifically related to that department. So he was just a spectator listening and thinking and getting biased either to support A or to support B. So then it becomes a big challenge and an issue. So from committee organization, we move on to the next kind of organization known as project organization. Now, project organization is organization which is specifically designed on a project-to-project basis. It comprises of different levels of functional departments. At the same time, it has got a lot of support from the departmental heads as well. So in this department, you can see there's a big project. So in that project, we have got Vice President Project A, Vice President Project B, Vice President Project C. Each project has got the same kind of functions, and these functions have the same kind of, you can say, employees. So project to project, the things will happen. So say for example, we have got a builder. Now the builder is building up a property, or basically is designing a township in Bangalore, which is Vice President Project A is handling, or Vice President of Project A is handling the Bangalore project. Vice President Project B will handle, say for example, Delhi project. Vice President Project C will handle, say for example, a Chennai project. So this is how the project organization structure is designed. So in this, designed to accomplish a program or a project, the project organization is composed of a core of functional departments in addition to its specific program or projects. So the core or the base would be the same, and then there are a lot of additional departments attached to it. In other words, project organization consists of important functional departmental heads. So it will have important main departmental heads who will be able to ensure that the organization's output can be accordingly designed and output would be given. So this is how the whole project organization would be designed. Is it clear with everyone so far? Have you got the base idea of what project organization is? Can I have the responses from everyone? Okay. Kaushik, yes, you are somewhat correct, but let us still go ahead, understand this whole thing, and then move ahead. Rohit, in the project organization, if you have seen the diagram on slide number 21, so we have got president over here at the top. Rohit, they have got Vice President Project A, Vice President Project B, Vice President Project C. No, Swati, it could not be an organization which at its startup does design such kind of an organization structure. Swati, this kind of an organization structure would usually happen when they have got multiple projects running together at the same time. Yes, Raj, you can say like that. No, Rashmi, there will be major functional departmental heads. So it may be like in this they have shown finance and manufacturing, but it may have that in project A the major head would be marketing, finance and manufacturing. Project B would the major head would be, say for example, manufacturing, designing, and research and development. Whereas in project C there would be manufacturing, there would be finance, there would be design, there will be marketing. So a lot of things would be involved together. Yes, correct example what Arun also has mentioned, like we have got Aadhaar project which was headed by Nandan Nilekani, which gave up the task of Infosys and then heading that whole project. Absolutely correct, Arun. So this is how the whole project organization would function. So this is project organization at its modest way it is being designed. The advantage of project organization is that it is the responsibility is fixed for each group with regards to the respective projects, and it results in meaningful control. So the responsibility is fixed. Okay, this project, like as I give example of Bangalore, Chennai, and Delhi. So the Delhi project, this department only will handle. Absolutely correct, Kiran. Then the success of project organization depends upon the coordination of activities. What exactly you have mentioned, Kiran? There is a grouping of activities for each project. It leads to the introduction of new line of authority. There will be a lot of groups. There is a lot of Arun. It is called as organization because of the. Yeah, Shashank, I'll explain the concept once again. Arun, it is called as organization because it has got. It is rather you can say the main organization or company is divided into different departments, different projects, and that project organization or that project structure would take care of the that area of the project. Yes, you can say it is like a teamwork. Shashank, the story goes. Yeah, I got your point, Girish, but we'll reach to this answer at the end of the whole chapter. So we have got more next one more type of organization structure, and we'll get the answer. So Shashank, the story goes this way. Yeah, Tanvi, maybe the cost center of that project would be different. Rashmi, it is both the ways. It can be vertical, horizontal, both the ways. So here the concept is not about horizontal, vertical line stuff. The story over here is that project A, project B, and project C. These are three different projects. One project would have their responsive. The whole task would be different. Like you have got Tatas. Tatas are running with three different projects. So three different projects would have three different areas of operations, and VPs would be different assigned for that project. Once that output would be given, there will be different line of authority, there will be different channel of way of functioning. This kind of an organization is known as project organization. Arun, your question, why it is given a name as organization as far as the word is concerned? The word organization is given. It could be also project management or project department. The word organization because it is part of the organization structure. So it is bigger structure in which one part has been taken out, given for that task, again it comes back and again it gets joined into the organization. So that is how this whole thing should function. Vishal, in project organization there can be multiple things which can get connected. Okay, is it clear with everyone? Shashank, I hope your doubt is clear now. Shall I move ahead? Okay, I wasn't able to understand your question, Surya Prakash. You could frame it properly. The disadvantages of project organization: the professionals are deputed for the project, but there is no assurance of continuous work for the professionals in project organization. So, say for example, if I deploy Arun in my company for doing this task, been paying one amount of salary. Now tomorrow, if Arun gets a good pay packet from some other company, I don't have surety that Arun will continue the project and he'll complete the project and then he'll go out. Maybe he'll just switch over to some other company. This is a big challenge in the project organization structures. That is no assurance of continuous work for the professionals. Also under project organization, there is absence of proper communication and standards for comparing the performance. Since three projects are different, you cannot compare each project. So which project is giving more output or which project is giving better returns, it would be difficult for them to give the output. At the same time, it reduces the motivation and control over the staff in that organization. So the employees are not motivated because the same organization has got three different projects. One is logging from day out for the whole month, and the other is just working all the weekdays and weekends. They have got a holiday. but that is what is the biggest challenge over here. It is. No, Surya Prakash, it may not be always regional or geographically project organization. It may be also other ways down. So you may have a city, like for example in Mumbai, we have got one organization which is running with multiple projects in different areas. So maybe it can be a geographically or regionally, demographically based designed organization, project organization. So it can be one of them. Okay, Surya Prakash. Sorry, Suprakash. I'm so sorry. The last but not the least organization structure is known as matrix organization structure. No, Asif, it means that maybe in between only someone may leave and move out. Job assurance means what? Yeah, absolutely, Mike. So job assurance means what? There would be a lot of projects in the organization. If not, he may switch over to some other project. But here the story is that before the project gets completed, the manager runs away to some other company. So it is a big challenge. This is a disadvantage. Okay, Asif. Now next is known as the matrix organization. Now matrix organization is also referred to as a complex organization structure. Now in matrix organization, there are a lot of people involved, a lot of big tasks are involved, a lot of challenges are involved, and a lot of things are there involved in a specific way. In this, it involves a lot of things together. Like you can see the diagram, which comprises of management, then they have got research, production, sales, and finance. So in such kind of an organization structure, in sales department, there will be 50 employees in sales. Some 10 will be responsible, first 1 to 10 will be responsible for product A, 11 to 20 will be responsible for product B, and 21 to 50 will be responsible for product C. So it is going to be based on both. So the manager will have to manage the function based on sales and the same time based on product as well. So it will be a dual kind of activities which the manager would need to give the output. That is why the word matrix, because it is little complex. It involves a lot of hierarchical steps and it involves a lot of same skilled people are pulled together. So the same skills, like for example in production department, everyone which are complacent with the production or everyone who has got the expertise of production will be brought together. These production department people together brought, they would do the task for product A, they'll do the same task for product B, they'll do the task for product C. So everywhere it will go in that ways. No, Shashank, you cannot call it as a manufacturing organization. The reason being because in manufacturing, so product A is when it is manufactured, the whole structure of production department is specifically for production A. So in production, like for example in a manufacturing setup, Shashank, like what your question says, Shashank, I repeat once again the question what Shashank has put in. Shashank asks me, sir, according to the diagram, can we call matrix organization as manufacturer organization? No, Shashank, we cannot call manufacturing a manufacturer organization and matrix organization as same. If a manufacturer is a very big and huge manufacturer, then you can call it as matrix organization because the manufacturer, like for example HUL, Super Arun, what you rightly mentioned, HUL is correct example for matrix organization. Now HUL manufactures different kinds of products, like for example soap, or they make toiletry soap, bathing soap, washing soap. So production department, when they are manufacturing bathing soap, so the same department will make production, will produce the product for washing soap. The same department will be involved for product B. The same department will be involved for product C. So all like-minded people will be brought in one basket, and accordingly the task will be designed. That is what designs the structure for matrix organization structure. So it is a type of organizational management. No, Prachi, it is going to be difficult because multiple use of organization will create a lot of confusion. So matrix organization is a type of organizational management in which people with similar skills are pooled for work assignments. So they will be brought in together for work assignments, resulting in more than one manager. There will be a lot of managers involved in this kind of an organization structure. For example, all engineers may be in one engineering department and they report to engineering manager. But these same engineers may be assigned to different projects and report to different engineering manager or a project manager while working on that project. So here, this is why it is complicated and matrix. Like engineer, let us name this engineer as Prabhu. So Prabhu is an engineer and he is working for engineering department. This person Prabhu is assigned to different projects. So he is assigned to project A, project B, and project C. While he is working on project A, he is also supposed to ensure that project B and tasks are being carried out thoroughly or properly or not. That is where it becomes sometimes difficult. So therefore, each engineer may have to work under several managers to get his or her job done. So every manager, that is, so project manager A, project manager B, and project manager C, all the three projects will have to ensure that they effectively use Prabhu's skills in effectively and proper way. That is why Rashmi, example of matrix organization, Hindustan Unilever is a classic example of matrix organization. Yes, there are some IT firms also following Suprakash as far as matrix organization. In India, we have got very few organization which follows matrix organization structure. Most of these matrix organizations you will find in the Western countries. We have got examples of some FMCG company, fast moving consumer goods also has got this kind of an organization structure known as matrix organization. The last but not the least is referred to as the free form organization. This type of organization is formed whenever a need arises to form an organization for achieving a particular objective. So whenever objective is designed, make the organization, work done, dissolve it and move ahead. This kind of an organization is known as free form organization. Free form organization. It will be dissolved after achieving the objective of the organization. In many ways, the free form organization resembles the project and matrix organization. It is otherwise called organic or ad hoc organization. So just for the need of or the sake of the hour, the organization would be designed, the task taken care of, the output would be designed and you can move ahead. This kind of an organization structure is known as free form organization. Prachi, free form organization would be example for a particular event. So there is an event going to take place, maybe some event with regards to celebration of some awards. So celebration of an award would be a classic example of free form organization. Everything would be set up on that particular day. The event is over, the organization is dissolved and they move on to the next level. Ad hoc means what? Preeti? Temporary. The word ad hoc means temporary organization for the time being. So everyone is clear with the 7 or 8 different forms of organization structure. Can I have quick responses from everyone? Have you all been able to understand the 7 or 8 different forms of organization structure? Are you all sure? I'll quickly repeat all the names of the organization structure. They were 7 in number, starting up with first known as line, military or scalar organization. Second was functional organization with functional heads. Then we had got line and staff organization where we had got line, at the same time the staff one. Then we had got committee for a specific reason, occasion their committee will be designed. Project organization, based on the project to project they will design. Matrix organization, rightly what Shweta has said, matrix organization is what, Shweta? It will be a situation where one specialist would be doing tasks for different projects. So like for example, Shweta, you specialize in IT. Project A has got a requirement for IT, Project B also has got a requirement for IT, and Project C also has got a requirement for IT. And all the projects you need to be present and make sure that the output is been delivered. This kind of an organization is known as matrix organization. And last but not the least is known as free form organization. That is designed for a purpose, solution over, dissolve it and move ahead. These are different types of organization structure. Is it clear with everyone? Again, can I have quick responses from everyone, please? Yes, great, superb. I've got huge number of responses and replies. Those who have not responded or replied, I hope that you all have understood this much part of this particular thing. At the start, I asked the question, which is the organization structure for the first company? Which I said the first company? I had said L&T. For L&T, what kind of an organization structure you all will recommend? For L&T, what kind of an organization structure you think it will function or fall in? Okay, I've got few responses. Maybe you aren't able to link. L&T would be either a format of No, Sachin, Dhaval, it would not be functional line. It would be either matrix or it would be project. Matrix or project, because they have got a lot of multiple things happening at the same time. Now, then we move on to the concept of SBI, bank. Okay, now bank would be what? Bank would be what? No, Vinci, it would not be committee, for sure. Committee नहीं होएगा Vinci. What would be bank? Okay, bank would be what? Okay, okay. Bank would be basically a mix of line and staff. So it is going to be line and staff. The reason being because they have got line activities, staff activities, altogether things are going on and perform. A lot of them have given line and staff kind of an organization structure. Usually bank falls in the category of branch banking system. So they have got branches. So these branches become the staffs and the lines are the head offices from where the transactions and activities are designed. So you can classify it as a line and a staff organization structure. And last but not the least, the question was basically Viraj Traders. Viraj Traders would be a normal kind of a local trading company. What kind of an organization structure you will look about? It is for sure not, Sandeep, as you have mentioned, free form to hoega nahi. It is not going to start and stop. No committee bhi nahi hoega. Committee what? Double committee means what? You design problem solve and stop. No committee bhi nahi hoga. The first kind of structure, it would be basically line. The top person will say and everyone has to follow. The Vikas Trader only boss is there. Boss will tell everyone in the bottom, maybe one on or two employees, three employees. That is how the Vikas Traders would function. Yeah, military, correct. Suprakash Sinha Roy, absolutely correct. Is it clear with everyone this much part? I hope you will have understood this whole chapter thoroughly. Okay, we take 1 or 2 minutes break. We'll start with the next chapter. By the time the PPTs will get uploaded. Sandeep, you got some question? I wasn't able to identify your question. Sorry, Shashank. Shashank, you got some question? Okay, I don't think Shashank has got a question. So we'll take a break of couple of minutes. See, yes, Asif, tell me. Job assurance. What happened in job assurance? Shashank, in which organization Wipro will fall? You only tell me the answer of this question. Where will Wipro fall? You tell me. Absolutely. It would be either project or matrix depending upon what depth the company is into. Okay? Clear with everyone? So we'll take a break of 1 or 2 minutes. By the time PPTs will get uploaded. So guys, we'll move on from the next chapter from types of organization. The next chapter, that is chapter number 8, which is more about staffing. Achha, Asif, your last question was job assurance means after completing the project, it's not sure we'll get job on the other project. Asif, in context to that type of organization, the query of job assurance specifically meant what? That once this project will get over, it doesn't mean we'll put it out. It means that the project which will be taken up next wouldn't be a part of it or would be a new project. So here assurance specifically means the confirmation about the task or the activity. That is how the whole concept of job assurance was related. So I'm not sure that the new project which I'll get would be related to the first project or the new another project or different project. That is what job assurance here over here meant. Okay, Asif. Okay, now moving on to the next chapter, that is staffing. Now staffing. Yes, Rashmi, many of us who are listening to my lecture, we can eventually go and check about which kind of an organization structure it is. This is an assignment for you all. Next class when you come up, tell me and identify what kind of an organization structure you all fall in. So if you are working, I am just writing a question over here. What kind of an organization structure is of yours and the difficulties faced in your organization structure? This is the question you all need to identify. That is, what is Sagar, try to fit in from whatever 7 organization structure we have seen. One of them, your organization would definitely fit in. Don't worry about that part. The reason being, it may be, if you find that you are a normal trader, a small, very SME kind of a company with 4, 5 employees, 10 employees, 15 employees, then it would be the first. Achha, Sagar, if you say that there would be, sir, I think my company has got more than 2 or 3 structure or combined. So when you find that a lot of things are combined, it becomes matrix. Okay, Sagar? Sigmund, maybe he is working for Reliance, not a problem. It is basically matrix, in short. Because there is a lot of things which has been going together. No problem, Dolly. Okay. So now let us move on to the next part of it, that is staffing. Now I'll tell you honestly, guys, the end-term portion is more generic in the sense that it is more about general knowledge kind of thing, how it is going to be related to the organization and where we can identify the whole structure. You will have great fun learning in modern trends in management. That is the last and the second last chapter. Unlike the chapters right now, which we are basically going and understanding, those are basically general things. So my task is what guys, what I suggest. We'll just quickly go through these chapters fast, and when we'll reach to the modern trends in management, that how in modern times the organization structure functions, what are the different levels, what are different ways, tools in the modern areas, like topics and concepts like just in time, what do we call lean manufacturing, what is TQM, outsourcing, how does the franchising concept, those are new, specifically new from the point of view of application as such. Heard lot of times, a lot of technicalities we would be doing. So I would like to spend more time on interacting with you all on these topics. So I'm just going to quickly run with these few chapters which are in the starting. That is types of organization, staffing, again departmentation, creating departments, and then understanding what department is doing what kind of a task. Then directing, like vertical process. So you may have bottom, top, top, bottom. All those things will be in the concept of directing. Then coordinating is more horizontal, so you'll coordinate with different departments in the same hierarchy. That is basically coordination. Controlling, delegation, and then entering into the crux of the concepts of our subject. That is referred to as the various modern times management tools. But starting up quickly with the chapter number 8, that is staffing. Now staffing basically means what? It is more involving human resource. Like every organization is by the people, for the people, and of the people. So staffing involves human resources management and ensures the right person for the right job. So if we have got requirement of right person at the right job, it is going to ensure it is happening because of staff. It includes processes such as manpower planning, recruitment, selection, training, development, promotion, compensation. Then you can say designing, induction, orientation, then mentoring, coaching, guiding. These all are under the concept of staff. Although it is very important, it is often the most neglected function. So staffing is the most important because it is the base of bringing in the core and the best of the tasks and the employees, which will give the best of the outputs. But it is one of the most neglected function in an organization structure. Out of the 4 M's, remember the M's which we had discussed in the midterm? I had told you 5 M's, if you all remember. In this, we had got 4 M's. The 4 M's which are mentioned on the screen also are men, machine, materials, and money. Which is the 5th M which I had told you all? Superb, Neha, superb. Palak, Mehak, and Meher, what you have said is absolutely from the book. Which I had told you all. Sab log ne wrong bola, only Neha has been right. Yes, Punita, superb, Binsi, correct. Baki sab wrong hai. The 5th M which I had said was which? Superb, Tarun. It was market, not method. Method to book mein diya hua tha. I told you, remember, the 5th M was market. So, remember, 5 M's are there for any organization, and they are men, machine, material, money, and market. These 5 M's basically are the crux of any business. Method, book mein theoretically available. Practically, see, it's specifically the market. So, out of the 4 M's, there is men, machine, materials, and money. Man is living entity which thinks, discriminates, has judgment, knowledge, develops wisdom, is able to take decision activities. He adds more and more value over a period of time after getting experience. So more and more experience you gain through a time, and that is where it will give you more elaboration of the tasks. 3 P's, Rashmi. There are a lot of P's and A's and B's and C's. Which 3 P's you are going to you are talking about? I actually have no idea. So whenever 4 M's are there, and these 4 M's are properly experienced. The most important M being the men, as and when the man is being used, it generates thinking, it generates discrimination, it has involved a lot of judgment, knowledge is developed, and wisdom is been taken up over a period of time. These all things adds more and more value, and over a period of time, after getting experience, he appreciates with the use of time. So the knowledge which is going to be gained over a period of time, the experience which is going to be achieved over a period of time, appreciates the use of the time and generates the output. Very few organizations understand that the people have to be developed and maintained in the company. I mean, so many people listening to my lecture. How many companies actually conduct a training program? I mean, negligible from so many. I have got around 150 students right now. From these 150, maybe 10% of companies or 20% of companies would be going for training programs. Though they are the most important core activities, because of the fact that these training will help or make sure that the things over a period of time needs to be re-energized. Like how over a period of time we need to clean our carburetor of the car. Similarly, it has to be fine-tuned over a period of time. You are core in your activity. No one can touch. But other activities has to be regular levels. It has to be upgraded. So very few organizations understand that part. If the companies are in a crisis situation, the first knee-jerk reaction is felt on human beings. Anytime there is a problem, organization downfall, crisis, you can say turnaround situation for the company, the first and the foremost task or the first and the foremost thing which that comes up to the mind of the company's heads or bosses is what? Nikalo, human beings, remove, shortfall. Easy term में बोलेंगे तो it is specifically called as what? Downsizing. Very easy term, lot of people uses. Yes. So lot of times, correct Rashmi, what you have said, Rahul, absolute. Arun, you have said is absolutely correct. So training has been very, Asif, cost cutting है, निकालो employees को निकाल. We aren't. Don't you think we are basically considering human beings as resources? If we are considering it as them as resources, then how do we remove them? What is the basic layoff? The reason why we are laying it off? It has to go retrospectively. So business cycles keep happening up and down, but it is improper to kick the people out. You need to have to make sure that how do you adjust these employees? How do you train the employees to take care of the challenges of the business cycles? So staffing is the process. Correct, Tanvi. Absolutely correct. Wonderful sentence Tanvi has said. Tanvi mentioned capital is a labor that is huge expense. And it is also with lot of experience you get such kind of capital, labor. So to solve all these problems, staffing is the process which involves identifying, assessing, placing, evaluating and directing individuals at work. So staffing involves what? 5 things together at a given moment of time. That is, they identify the employees or identify the core talent. They assess the core talent of employees. They place the employees in the rigorous, challenging situations. They evaluate the employees. Are they able to, run through those tough times, and direct the individuals at work so that they are able to give the output, or they are able to generate output for the organization. With regards to that, the company also grows with them. So staffing is a process involved over a period of time. Staffing function is the placement, growth and development of all those members of the organization, whose function is to get things done through the efforts of other individuals. So if company needs to get the work done with efforts of other individuals, it can be done with the help of staffing function only. So if staffing function is there, it will help them to ensure that they can get the work done effectively. So staffing is one of the most important core activity of any business. To get staffing in proper place, there are certain elements. Elements also meant as what? You can say components, parts or tools for staffing. So for having a proper tool or component of elements, there are 7 different elements involved in staffing, and they are as follows. But before I go ahead and explain these elements of staffing and etc. things, Are you all able to get through whatever I have spoken so far about staffing? Can I have quick responses from everyone? सबको समझा है अभी तक? अच्छा, from so many people, can someone tell me, have you ever been a victim for removal of, you are removed from the company because there was a problem in the organization? Has anyone been faced such a situation? किसी के साथ ऐसा हुआ है कि भाई कंपनी को प्रॉब्लम हो गया and you are removed? I don't want no's, I want yeses whoever has faced the situation. So we have got 3 or 4 people. We have got Basant Kumar, he has been able to face that situation. We have got Swati, I believe. They were 2 blessed people. Bharat is that. This is the 3rd blessed person who has been basically. Asif has been very modest. Asif tells me before they kicked me off, I kicked the company. So he said that before that, I left the job. How, Asif? Great way to say that answer. So, the basic reason why this kind of an activity or a situation occurs, because company itself is uncertain. Company does not know will it run, will it fall. So it is better you were taken off, or basically you were out of the company. The reason being, you have got a better choice or better place to work. Superb, Neha. Neha tells me that I have not, but I have known a person who has laid off, which was during the shutdown of mining in Goa. Yeah, Tanvi, there is a situation like usually when company wants to lower down the expense, they lay off the employees and people. And I'll tell you, this has been you can say, a regular policy of many organizations. Whenever there's a crisis, problems, issues, challenges, the first thing the superiors, seniors, or bosses or the owners is going to do is layoff. Now, layoff is not the solution. The solution to the problem is the employees themselves. They will take the company out of the problem if they have got good employees and good talent. Now, this can be done only with the help of good staffing, that is, being properly getting ready for the different kinds of challenges the company is going to face. So, if the company is ready for unforeseen circumstances, challenges, issues, problems, which the company is going to face over a period of time, and that can be done effectively with staffing, which involves a process which comprises of identifying, assessing those employees, that are they ready to fight in the organization, are they being placed in the situations where whenever there is a problem, they are able to come out with innovative situations. Superb, Sanjivani, what you have said. For every successful company, staffing is one of the most important tool or element. Basant shares his story. While working with Wipro, there is a process is shut down. That time they put all employee of the particular process in bench of 2-month period. So okay, they had put it for a time gap of a particular period. But then the process shut down. It was not your fault, it was neither the process manager's fault. It was because maybe the client were not been able to satisfy their requirements, or maybe they were not having that kind of a tool or requirement. So the company, if staffing would have been done properly, and if you were trained for, if this process or this project fails, you would be ready for the another project or another process. Maybe you would be able to sustain that problem. Not rather you personally. Basically, Wipro would have been able to set that, or basically Wipro would have been able to take care of such kind of challenges or issues if they had been able to test at the outset the employees they are taking in. Are they, you can say, this word job rotation, were they able to rotate the employees over a period of time to different things? Tanvi, what you have said is absolutely correct. I don't negate what you have thought about, what you have said and mentioned also. But here the problem is what, Tanvi, staffing, which is an important core activity, which basically makes an employee ready for facing different areas. If today a department shuts down, you cannot remove the employee. You can train that employee to be in other department and also run this family, because it is not just about one employee. It is the story about the whole family which will get exploited if that thing goes away from that. So staffing is going to take care of those activities, and if companies use the staffing tool properly, wherein they basically grill that employee to the levels that anywhere it has been placed, he will be able to give the output. That is where the problem will get solved. But few questions. Client was not agree with the demands of Wipro in terms of price. Maybe Basant, that was not in your hand. And I was working in a multinational BPO and lubricants company due to late report of head office company. But after I moved from the client with payment of the company, that's what Bharat the situation actually take. Because the problem over there was not related to company and that the connecting link was staff. The staff moved out the company to the good. So here I am just trying to revolve around one simple point. Staffing plays a very important role, and it ensures that the employees will to have employees will to be a key part in that whole chunk story in the company's customer. There are some elements or components or parts of staffing. Starting off with the first part is effective recruitment and selection. If recruitment and selection is done effectively without any influences, then staffing would ensure, or rather the staffing, the module or the whole idea of staffing would be achieved. Proper classification of personnel and pay fixed to them. So if you give classification of the personnel that he can do A, B and C activities, in case of crisis, if A and B is not functioning and they is not able to give the output at A and B, maybe it can be transferred to C part, and at least that thing can be continued. So the pay is fixed, and they are satisfied with the task and the activities. Many companies which we have been hearing, and once job security is there, there are advantages and disadvantages to this concept of job security. If job is secure, why should I work? And if job is secure, then I will put more efforts and ensure I deserve that job security element of the business. So both ways staffing would ensure accordingly. Fitment through placement, right man for the right job. So a right person will be given right kind of task. Yes, staffing is a part of HR. You can say it is one of the element of HR, but it is also one of the core important function of management. That is planning, organizing. We have studied planning, organizing, directing in depth about staffing. So these are all elements of management. So if the management would have staff in a proper way, the output would not play place. Adequate and appropriate training for. So many things. Do you think training really matters? Training really matters. Has training able to give you a second level of output, or it has been able to give you the kind of support to take you to that level? And I think like what I was trying to say to sum up yourselves. How? Can someone tell me? Can someone tell me how does training help you to move to a next level? How does it ensure your skills are upgraded? Okay, Tanvi tells me, sir, by polishing knowledge. Okay, it builds our confidence to deal with clients. Okay, verified about what company expects us to do. Okay, Neeraj, end-to-end process knowledge. I am not talking about our own process knowledge. I am talking about a training in a general sense. When the company gives you any soft skills training, or maybe more leadership training, motivational training, linguistic training, and a lot of other things. How does it happen? Okay, Rohit, I agree with one of the points what he has told me. Rohit has told me confidence building is what Nehal is telling me. But I agree with Rohit that one of the answers which I was actually wondering, and I wanted someone would say, Rohit has told me the answer. He says that, sir, the team bonding takes place. Yes, Tanvi, 360-degree knowledge takes place. It motivates the employees, builds interpersonal skills. Superb, Neha, what you have mentioned. It is absolutely correct. We learned in training about Kazan, so now we always come up with ideas for more improvement. Absolutely correct, Ranjit. This has been the core reason why training is important. Freshers are not aware of actual business knowledge, also training is needed for them. Because of training, the person confidence level may increase. Yeah. Now let me just give you my view when training takes place or training is done. So this adequate and appropriate training for development. A lot of experienced trainers, they help you. Kiran, what I have mentioned as well, that experienced trainers are experienced in tech. They help you to boost a trainee's morale. Now, the adequate and appropriate training for development as an element of staffing, it will not only, Raj, what you have mentioned, sharpen the skills, but one of the most important things which training and development as an element of staffing would do, what it will give you that X factor which will help you to lead yourself and push yourself to a level which will basically relate not only at the competition with a lot of others, it will make you understand the importance of thinking. That is what rightly also Rohit also mentioned that team building takes place and the expertise has been designed. So staffing as an element plays a very important role as far as training and development is concerned. Satisfactory and fair transfer and promotion is there. And also with one of the elements and component of staffing is sound relationship between management and workers. Harmonious human relations. So here we are able to develop a very good relations of humans, human beings and employees. adequate policy and provision for retirement. So it ensures that retirement provision, systematic way of functioning, financial plan, financial discipline also takes place. So components of staffing involves everything right from recruitment and selection up till proper policy has been designed and output has been given. Yes, correct, Vinay, what you have also mentioned, it improves organizational behavior as well. It also depends upon individuals as well, how you are going to implement post training. Yes, this is so true, Kaushiki, that training has been designed, it has been, you go for the training programs, a lot of things, and after that, post training, how do you utilize that training period or training activities which you have done is going to be a very important answer to the question. When I have personally been doing training few years now, so when I do training, a lot of sales training and negotiations, there are a lot of different types of training. So when we do training, guys, what happens? I have seen one couple of things, that when an employee actually passes through a training program, after the training program is done, implementation, like what rightly Kaushik also has mentioned, that post activity does not take place so rigorously, which has to be or which is required to be taken place. So that becomes a big challenge for companies to understand that how they are going to relate that whole story. So that is where staffing plays a very important role to connect all these things in a systematic format and be an end-to-end solution for ensuring that all the steps following one after the other. Yeah, so true, Kaushik. That training effectiveness goes for a toss. Samir, you are very true that after training, expectations goes high after training. You are very true. But then that is what the biggest challenge is. After training, is the output being delivered? Are we able to relate to the problems which we are facing in the real-time situation? See, for that 2 hours or 2 days training program, the morale boosting, etc. thing will happen. But how will last it will long? When you go in the outside in the corporate world, when you are going to face your clients, when you are going to face your bosses, when you are going to face your colleagues, where competition is fierce, how much learned things you are going to implement over there is what one of the activities this staffing is going to boost in. So it has to be an overall approach. It cannot be just one area and then things are going to be left out. Yeah, so true. So true, Neha, and so true, Kaushiki. Budget cut is there in the organization, the training department is the first department to get upgraded. So, whereas, wherein, Kaushiki, that is the most important department which ensures that the whole thing is going to get connected and run for a proper and effective way. So, this is how the staffing element would function. Now, based upon that, what are the objectives and functions of staffing? I'll just run across through these slides. The objectives and function of staffing is to ensure manpower planning. So here, whatever requirement of the man is, employees is there, and to achieve the objectives of the present conditions of the company, they can be judged on the basis of manpower planning. So one of the objective and function of staffing is to judge what is the manpower requirement in the company is going to be. Next objective and function of staffing is to develop. That is to develop the staff members through adequate training programs. So make sure that they are able to judge, they are able to work properly, and they know their tasks and their activities which will generate and give them the output. So this is what is the another function of staffing, that is to develop the employees. After that, next is fixing the employment standards, wherein what is the employment standards, how the the specification, the description of the employees, that is job specification, job description, etc. things is one of the objectives of staffing. Next is internal and external sources also is one of the objective and function of staffing, that is do sourcing, that is where they can get the employees from internal source or external source. This also becomes yet another objective and function of staffing. Another objective and function of staffing is selection and placement. So to select the right employee for the right kind of job. I'll tell you my personal example when I started working around 20 years back. So during those times we never had the concept of right person in the right place. It was, the story was more about place on which any kind of work would be given. So like it is like there is no choice. Directly getting the space, getting a person and asking him to do this kind of a work. That was how the story in the traditional time it was. So selection and placement as far as staffing was concerned was given the least importance. But now with the help of staffing, understanding the importance and relevance of employees, these days when you ask and meet an employee, the first question you ask the objective. What exactly? Why do you want to do this kind of a job? What excites you? what is the reason why you want to do such kind of a thing. So this is where the staffing encourages people with an objective based working, not just by the way of okay, I want to do it for the sake of doing it, which was in a traditional. And so staffing over a period of time has grown with leaps and bounds. This is the objective of staffing. Then training by company itself, that how the company's core activities can be taken care of. And lastly, the object and function of staffing is to ensure coordination, promotion and transfer. So how they can coordinate, how they can relate, and how the transfer, promotion and transfer of the employees can take place. So these are the few objectives and functions of staffing. I hope these all things are very general and you are all clear about what is happening in this chapter. Is it clear with everyone in this chapter? You are comfortable, I believe, because it's a self-explanatory chapter. I cannot go in depth a lot of things. Yes, there are certain areas where I'll touch, like how I touched the exam area of staffing. So accordingly, I'll be going ahead. Next is process of staffing. So how the process of staffing goes ahead. So first is the estimation taken up, that is how many members of the staff are required over a period of time. Then selecting the qualified applicants which would be needing for that kind of sort of an task or that kind of an activity in the company which is required or process. Based upon that, train the employee, develop the employee, and then assess the work they are being given. Assessment of the work that they are, will they be able to give the output as per the requirement. So this is how the process of staffing would take place, right? The first with the estimation, second with the selecting, third being the training and development, and lastly being the performance management. So checking out, are they ready as per the organization standard or not. This is how the whole story would function. Yeah, Kaushiki, this is the stage where the organization structure is created, or maybe the basic idea about what is the estimation required. This is where the you can say the paperwork, table work, mind thought process would go. Like for example, I'll just share one example of process of staffing. So a lot of IT companies which have got a lot of recruitment requirement. So one of the IT companies like we have got known as Wipro, so or maybe Infosys or maybe IBM. So these are few companies which have got regular need for the employees. So one of a very big processes in India known as Accenture has got requirement for some 50 employees which are specialized in a specific domain of a task. So estimation, what kind of employees would be required, because the project is near finalization, the deal is going to be cracked between the foreign principals in the company which is going to set up over here. So what kind of employees would be required? So that is where the staffing process Kaushik will start. The department or the team will estimate we will require at least 30 individuals with XYZ kind of knowledge which will be able to execute the project. Then after bringing in those 30 best talent from the across the country, the next would be selecting the qualified applicants who would suit the requirement. Based upon that, they will be trained and developed, and lastly, performance would be managed. This is how the whole process of staffing will take place. Is it clear with everyone? Yes, Samadhan, I understand, but we have got few people who want me to go in that area, so I'm just moving across the body. Okay. Now next is recruitment. Everyone knows what recruitment is a concept. So recruitment is all about process of finding proper candidates. So you can say right person for right kind of task is called as recruitment. So recruitment precedes selection. Everyone understood what I mentioned? Recruitment will come first and then selection will happen. So process of finding out, and then from that I will be selecting which is the best which I require. So recruitment is done through advertisements, word of mouth, publicity, newspaper, placement agencies, magazines, websites, portals, etc. places. The recruitment process would actually start accordingly. Based upon that, you can have recruitment by internal sources, which is within the company. You can shift someone who is from A department to a B department, from C department to a department. So that is where the promotion policy and job wagon would take place. Advantages of internal sources is that employees are boosted, morale is boosted because he knows that he is being wanted by the company. He has been promoted. It attracts efficient staff members. Training expenses are reduced. Promoted employee inspires other staff members to acquire a thorough knowledge of his job. So, if he is thoroughly having the knowledge, he may be recruited to the next level, or you can say promoted to the next level. This is how the internal sources recruitment would function. Is it clear with everyone so far? Can I have the responses from everyone? Okay, great. Next is The disadvantages of internal sources, uh, because you are recruiting from within, the fresh ideas which would have come outside, which are new, fresh, original ideas, uh, would again get stopped out. An underqualified person may be appointed for the higher post. If there is a guarantee of promotion to internal staff members, they may not work efficiently. So, if you have reached this level, you are guaranteed to at least remain over here. So, if you perform or don't perform, it does not have got any relevance. So, again, this would be a disadvantage which should fire back on the organization of internal sources is not as per the needs and wants of the company. Is it clear with everyone? From there, this internal sources, we move on to the next part of it, that is external sources. So internal form would be two, maybe by a promotion or a transfer. So promotion from would be from A level to, say for example, C level, which is a higher level, or transfer from A branch to B branch. So you are transferred to a different levels. A branch you were in the C position, in the another B branch you went to the A position. So accordingly, the task or link would be taken care of. This is how the internal sources of recruitment would actually take place. Now moving on from the internal sources to the next part, that is external sources of recruitment. So recruitment by external sources would actually take place with these ways. Like you can see in the chart mentioned, it take place by concepts like first with the leasing, field trips, jobbers and contractors, unsolicited applications. Then you have got certain ways like waiting list, so which were people were waiting in the period, in the line and etc. thing which you got from the part. Then education institutions, personal consultants, employment exchange, gate applicants, recommendations, advertisements, walk-in interviews. These are external sources of recruitment. The first in that being leasing, which means for temporary purpose you require people. Like usually it happens in malls these days, wherein there is requirement for that temporary ad hoc places, or in big organizations where there is need for a particular position level personnel for a particular project. Project is over, you are at your place and we are at our place. So leasing. Then field trips. So again you go for field trips, exhibitions and trade fairs where you find a person who is very supportive, who could do the tasks. So that is where you can do recruitment from people. Jobbers and contractors are the place which are basically doing their job since many years, and contractors will perform the task from many years again, can be a part of the organization. Unsolicited applications which you had ignored, from that only you get find someone which is suitable for the task. Waiting list, or some students or some employees we have kept in the waiting list over a period of time where there will be a requirement or need, we will put in inside. Then you can also have external source of recruitment in form of educational institutions. So you can have educational institutions like colleges or maybe higher level colleges, masters, PG courses or MBA colleges students, wherein you can get recruitment for the employees for the company. Then you have got personal consultants who give you the required amount of employees. Again, you have got employment exchange. You have got gate applicants who come up with a lot of data. They come up with their applications to the gate, and they just maybe read in some newspaper an article issued by the company, or maybe someone has recommended them. That is in form of recommendations. They'll come in. Sometimes advertisements being read in some newspapers. Then walk-in interviews. There is a situation when there is a walk-in phase available wherein you can just move in. Yes, Rashmi. Online portal can also be these days an external resource for recruitment. It's very true, Rashmi. So these are a few ways through which the external sources way the recruitment would take place. Apart from that thing, there are many new innovative ways as well. Let me just tell you as about that also. But restricting ourselves to the given syllabus content, it is these ways. These days, one of the source of recruitment which I have personally been experienced myself for helping few students of mine being connected and getting the work is via very wonderful mechanism and form of tool that is known as LinkedIn. LinkedIn has been a wonderful tool to get people recruited and get associated. Yeah, Sanjeev, Naukri.com is again an online portal or online website. LinkedIn is a different platform which basically gives you a genre of connecting each other, wherein the placements is but directly by the companies, looking at a profile, how beautiful it has been designed and how supportive it has been created. So this is how this has been these days a very wonderful professional connection, correct Rashmi, which has been designed. So the advantages of external sources is that you can get choice, you can select. Then There is new outlook. So it is new age story, new outlook, a fresh approach, wide experience people. You can get different kinds of plethora of options you may get. Punita, you have raised this point. I'll just tell you one small story. Punita has mentioned just that one of her friend got a job because, or rather through LinkedIn. I never knew that I was connected with so many people through LinkedIn. So one of my student, one of my cousin friend. So it was via one of my cousin's friend got placed in Oracle for a 8 lakhs package 4 years back because of LinkedIn, and I didn't knew that I was a common person between that my cousin's friend and the employee who recruited. So LinkedIn played a very different kind of a role. This is basically new look, new outlook, with a fresh approach. So Punita, you never know how the external sources would function and how it would be supportive. So wide experience specifically for recruitment for external sources. And accordingly it has got different kinds of benefits as well. But like how it has been said that every coin has two sides. So like we have got advantages, same way we have got disadvantages. The biggest disadvantage of external sources is what the existing staff may have grudge against newly recruited employee. So तू आया है ना मेरे जगह पे, I'll show you now. So that is where they try to build up their whole politics and politicizing the whole situation. Instead of encouraging and helping them to get into the whole system, they try to take out grudge. Lack of cooperation for the newly joined, demotivation to be more precise. Um, Recruitment of a person from outside is expensive. Not sure that it will remain with the company for a longer period of time. He will leave in between contract signed. Like in traditional times, we used to have employees. I still remember my uncle used to work for a company for 45 years. लगातार एक ही company में 45 साल, 45 years. If we find anyone working these days for more than 10 years, we will call him and he will nut. You are working for 10 years in the same company. Look for growth. You can go in some other company with a higher post and you can make more money, etc. things. So this has been the per se of today's generation, where the concept more is related how to jump. That is where there is a need for making the employee retention is very important in enough scenarios. When in the HR department or maybe with training and recruitment and development, we can the employees can get motivated to keep the company for a longer period. So these are the disadvantages. Yes, Samir, you get a very true. But as an employee, it is very important to get a fresh idea. But for the company, it becomes a loss for that employee which was trained, was knowledgeable, which has got often pros and the company, who knew how the company would function, and then moving out. So it has got both the things. So if the new person fails, the whole system, whole expenses, whole efforts will put in has gone, which again becomes a very big challenge for the company. That is how the whole disadvantages of recruitment is concerned. Is it clear with everyone so far? Okay. Arun has asked me a wonderful question. He asks me, sir, long-term employment is better or short-term as per some survey? Which is better? Long-term employment is better or short-term employment is better? So again, Arun, it is based upon pros and cons. At times, some would say that long-term is better, some would say short-term is better. We have got some wonderful answers telling me that sir, mid-term or medium-term also would be a part of the story. Yeah, Samir gives me a very diplomatic answer. It tells me it's an individual choice. Then whosoever's point it is going to be. From company point of view, obviously it is going to be long-term. From employee's point of view, would be again depending upon wherever growth is, wherever the the growth in aspects with regards to salary or remuneration, you can say, with regards to the status, with regards to the designation, all those things will, job satisfaction to be more precise. So all those things would take place. So Arun, again it is going to be changed depending upon from point to point. Yeah, maybe Kaushiki, more precise, Kaushiki is giving the answer. She says it may be with the point of view of profile, money, growth, everything would be taken care of. So true, absolutely correct. Yeah, Samir, growth is important now. When we define growth, growth is a very wonderful word. So growth in which context to what? Monetary growth, or you can say hierarchical growth, you can say work growth, or you can say designation growth. So there are a lot of ideas where we can say about the word growth. Growth is very I find at times, because whenever I meet student at the undergraduate, postgraduates, or maybe you are working in the organization, sir, maybe growth नहीं है. First question, growth from point of view of what? Sir, growth नहीं है. So growth with what? Sir, salary नहीं बढ़ रहा है. So specific problem is the salary नहीं बढ़ रहा है. So instead of saying that thing as growth, tell that the problem is that there is no financial growth. Don't just term it as very lamely that there is no growth. Sometimes that has been a big challenge. Yeah, Arun, financial growth is the most important, but for certain people, financial growth would not be that much constrained. I have met such kind of people, human beings and such kind of students or people in the market for whom financial growth would not be the concern, but for them the most important growth is the satisfaction growth. That is the, you can say, designation growth, or maybe at times the kind of respect they get in the company, though the salary is less, not a problem. So there are lots of different ways. Yeah, you can keep it, Samir, to individuals' mindset. Yes, Sanjeevani has finally summed it up. Sir, maybe financial, working condition, promotion, etc. Now let's move on. Okay, let's move on. Next is selection process. Yeah, so true, Tarun. Kiran, absolutely correct. So we have got selection process. Now, how do we select an employee? So from staffing, in staffing we have some different areas. So recruitment, now from recruitment we move on to the selection part of it. Now, how do you select the employees? So first and foremost, we receive the screening of the employees. After we have received the screening of the, receiving and screening of the applications, to be more precise, we will get the employees applications. After the applications, there may be an initial interview. Know the mindset of the employees. Is he mentally able to the job? Is he understood what actually the wants him to be good in it? Based upon that, then there's a blank application given on a format. Aptitude test will be there, which would be based on RMS device. There would be different ways how the test would be conducted. Most of you would have done job or working. You would have passed across through all those phases. So act as an urgent test device. Maybe shy candidates who are unable to express themselves in the interview can answer queries in the form properly. To build up trust, basis for final interview, aid to preparing waiting list. So based upon that application form, the blank application is given to understand the mindset of the employee, prospective employees to be more precise. Checking with the references, calling up them, identifying that is this employee capable enough. Then going in for test and interview, checking about what kind of test is required. Interview would happen. Then the selected candidates would go ahead with final selection, which will be backed with medical examination. So here with medical examination, the selection process comes to an end, to be more precise. Then placement is done, that he is going to be, I mean to say, he'll be placed in this department, and orientation also referred to as induction, about how the organization functions and etc. things would be discussed. This is how the whole selection process would actually take place. And now this process also will differ from companies to companies, organizations to organizations over a period of time. Is it clear with everyone? Sure. Okay. Great. आगे बढ़ते. Next. So to conduct that kind of an organization structure, we require different tests to be conducted. So we may have two types of tests, being the proficiency and second being the aptitude test. So in proficiency test, we will have different tests like temperament test. So in temperament test, we will the company's HR department, or maybe the company's recruitment concept is when trying to test the likes and habits of an individual. So, what is the temperament if he's been put up, if he's in that kind of, if specifically he likes this kind of, if he's been put up in this kind of an activity, he does he like this kind of a task, or does he don't like this kind of a task. So that is temperament test. After temperament test, achievement test. Is he given, in achievement test he'll be given a task, and in the achievements would be checked about that is he able to achieve the required task, the company's output as per the requirement or not. Like for example, in if he has been placed in the factory, you can say workshop. So on the workshop, on the factory floor, so he'll be tested on the achievement, that is he able to identify, or is he able to do a quality check, or is he be able to do welding work as per the required time frame, or maybe if someone is appointed as a sales, so for 1 month he'll be given a task that 1 month you are supposed to do this much amount of sale. If he's a accountant or a finance professional, how he's going to manage the finance funds. So that is where the achievement task test would be taken up. Then next is interest test, wherein what are different areas of interest of an employee. Is he able to have that interest level? What attracts that employee? The outdoor activities. Does he like social service and etc. Thing based upon that, the proficiency or basically the basic nature of the person will be taken care of from the proficiency test. Next, after proficiency test would be the aptitude test. Where in the aptitude test it will be more, the focus will be more upon the different areas like intelligence test, testing the intelligence of the employee, that how intelligent the employee is he being able to deliver the output, is he be able to intelligently take the decision. Personality test, more about is he confident, is he emotional, how is he able to face the stress, how is he able to face the challenges, issues, that is all. Then next is situational test. So he would be placed in a situation and then accordingly judged that is he able to face such kind of a situation. Judgment test. So application would be given to solve a problem. Then upon that judgment will be taken care of. And in the efficiency test, he'll see how much efficient the employee is if the work is assigned to him. How much time is he taking to get the output. So these are few advantages specifically which will be designed in the aptitude test. Yeah, like Sanjeevani, you rightly mentioned, if he's interested in sales, is he given the sales department job or he is given a job of, say for example, manufacturing. So this has to be properly designed. So that is the aptitude test. Now, advantages of these tests are what? First is tests help the employer to find whether a candidate is fit for the job. So is he fit? Then next, checking candidates' claims. Lot of times qualification we mentioned. Sometimes a lot of people bluff. So is it actually, does he have that area of expertise and knowledge? Many a times my students ask me in different levels, sir, after this degree, when we go and work in the corporate world, the whole thing is different only. It is not the same. Over there, I am going to get a new training. Then why do we study? The answer to my question is to make sure that you get discipline to the area of commitment. So I am disciplined and I am committing myself that I am ready to accept this technical knowledge or general effort which I am able to put in. So the student then asks me, sir, if so, which means if I get 60%, I have got only 60% knowledge. And if someone's got 95%, he's got 95% knowledge. So 60% or 95%, it just shows the dedication, the amount of commitment, or rather these days students says the amount of teacher understood the handwriting of the paper, person who has written the paper according to the marks is given. So based upon that, that is taking candidates claim. Then testing also has an advantage of ensuring the personal preference of particular candidate can be identified. Standards of job performance, how good the job performance is. And the most important advantage of test is that it ensures labor turnover can be reduced. So labor turnover basically means number of time laborers join and leave, that can be reduced. If test has been taken up properly, thoroughly and understood, the employer understands what exactly is the core of the test. So far everyone is clear? Can I have the responses from everyone? Everyone is understood? Okay, great. Next is interview. So while you go for an interview, so what is the process of an interview? So first is reviewing the background information, this biodata, CV, resume, etc. They prepare the questions in the area in which the applicant is interested. So they base upon the interested CV, all things are mentioned, just checking out what is the interest level according to the questions is been framed, putting the applicant at ease, drawing out the best applicant from the thing, concluding the interview and designing, delivering that okay, this is the task which is going to be given. So that is how the interview is going to be taken care of. So this is the general process of interview, which would again change from companies to companies, process to process, and situations to situations. So after process of interview, next is different kinds of interview. There are different kinds of interview, like direct interview, which is directly put forward with straight questions, answering the questions and recruiting the employee. Then next would be indirect questions, wherein the question would be asked about expressing his views. It will be asked about a lot of different areas through which the I mean to ask him. In indirect interview, it is more about giving him a topic and allowing him to speak for a period of time. Then pattern interview, in pattern interview, everything will be designed in a pattern way, and then one after the other. When the first question is clear, only the second question will be asked. Once the second question is clear, then the third question will be asked. So that is how the pattern interview will take place. Next is stress interview. In stress interview, they'll at times, okay, so any formulas will be asked to a finance personnel. If HR for someone is applied for HR, okay, you are supposed to train me right now. Train me, chalo. Maybe the marketing is something which has been lying, like say for example a bottle of water, sell me a bottle of water. So if it is an operations department, so something related to operational activity it will be given. So it is more about stress. Yes, situational based, correct, Sagar, but it is going to create a stress over there. He is not prepared for that particular thing. Or maybe if it is earlier mentioned that it is going to be a stress interview, wherein there are a lot of questions which can create a stress, like how many stairs you have walked up and come, or maybe specifically which bus number you came from, or which taxi you came from, what is the number of the ticket which you bought from, which flight you came from. So this is a stress interview, which may be sometimes not known, but suddenly it comes up with this kind of a situation. Yeah, to basically check, Tanvi, what you have rightly mentioned, check about the panicness of that employee. Is he able to answer the questions in panic or not? That is stress interview. Next comes up the systematic in-depth interview. So at the systematic in-depth interview, everything is systematically designed. One question at a time, like in pattern, but in pattern everything is in advance, everything is designed. Whereas in a systematic in-depth interview, it will go more in depth about how exactly or what exactly he's been doing, which earlier company, if he's a new employee or a fresher, so why? So there will be systematically way, a lot of questions will be asked, and accordingly designing of the topic will be done. That is systematic in-depth interview. Next is board or panel interview. So it is going to be more about the board panel interview, where a lot of people will be on the panel and the questions would be asked, and accordingly the interview will be taken. And group interview, which has been one of the most famous way of interviewing the students, to be more precise, for B schools, wherein GDs are done, that is group discussions are done, or house party technique, wherein everyone is designed, the topic is thrown, maybe you are supposed to say for, against, or relevant to the topic, irrelevant to the topic you are supposed to speak, and the appreciation of that mindset has been going to be tested, and the group interview is been taken care of. So these are different kinds of interviews which will be taken up over a period of time. So this is how the interview concept would be function. Now after this we have got the concept of promotion. Again, promotion is what? Because of working over a period of time. Punita, yes, telephonic interview is also a part of the interview, but here it could be telephonic interview could be structured in depth, depending upon it would be a direct interview, direct. So telephonic is not given a specific area of understanding. The reason being, telephonic would be maybe direct or indirect. So that is, here we are going to the integrity of what kind of an interview, and not which way the interview is. Okay, it is not which way, Punita, it is what kind. Next, promotion. Because of continuous working in the organization, commitment, seniority, skills, confidence, the employees will given the hike. So this is where the promotion will take place. So the basis of promotion may be because of competency or seniority, powers and duties, responsibilities, salaries, prestige. The promotion is will take place. This is how the promotion will take place. Sometimes there is another way of recruitment also happens with the help of transfer. So in transfer, some vacancies available to fill up that vacancy internally, that person is transferred from same position in the organization to another branch or another department in the same position, and this will give the employee a benefit of having the change of the you can say team, or maybe output would be different depending upon earlier position what the employee was, and now which position in another company is going to get transferred could also be a different way. Yeah, Samir, transfer can also be by way of showing the doors. Yes, but the transfer here in this context means, Samir, what? That transferring actually to the new, the same company's branch, rather you are in a position. Say for example, you are acting as a executive. Now in this company, you will be acting as a superior, or you can say you will be acting as a managing manager to in a department. So that is when the transfer over here in basically means that. What you have said is absolutely correct, because that is what is the term transfer in the outside corporate world is. Now, job rotation is yet another term which is being used and given a lot of times. Job rotation you can find mostly happening in banks these days so easily. The person that you found last week at the desk of cashier, you will find that the same cashier now becomes a passbook filler. The same passbook personal filling who is doing your passbook filling, now you will find it in every department. So job rotation has been the you can say the psyche of the story these days, because employees at times get really irritated with working for years and years and hours the same kind of task. So job rotation takes place. So whenever a vacancy is to be filled up internally, it can also be filled up by job rotation. Like example, a production manager working for 10 years can be transferred to planning department. That is where yes, so true, Arun. It happens in most of the industries, job rotation. It will change in the job, the employee gets refreshed, motivated, he gets a lot of energy, he gets support, and is also recommended. Yes, Santosh, yes, job rotation is not suitable for juniors, very true, because they don't have exposure, experience in that one area. Their face will be shifted or rotated from this company to this area to another area. It becomes a lot of big challenge for the company. Lastly, job rotation also improves multi-skills in the organization. So it ensures and improves a lot of skills whichever is there. So it helps basically to improve multi-skills. It is just not related to A, B or C. It helps to improve skills at different areas in the organization. This is how the job rotation would take place. Is it clear with everyone as far as job rotation etc. things is concerned? Clear with everyone? Can I have quick responses from everyone? Okay, I'm going to ask you one question. This is a logical question. Transfer specifically means what? You are transferring Bharat from a position to another. So you were acting as a executive. Now you will be transferred as a manager. This transfer, Bharat. Understood, Bharat? पहले नीचे जगह पे काम कर रहे थे. Now we are going to work in some higher position. Okay. Now my question to you all is that in a bank, I'm going to ask you 2 or 3 questions. ठीक है? Snehal, yes, that is promotion, but if I am transferring to different branch, so that is where they use word transfer. Promotion, transfer and job rotation. This all goes hand in hand. So I can, for recruitment, I can recruit with the help of promotion, I can recruit with the help of transfer, I can recruit with the help of job rotation. This is how the things will take place. Okay, so so I'm asking a question. So in a bank, usually if a recruitment is required from the internal choice, internal mechanism, not necessarily Kaushik, transfer can be at a same to same position also. At times, if the employee is not suitable, not doing very well output, he can be demoted also. And if he is doing very well, he can be transferred to a higher position. It depends upon from company to company. Okay, Kaushik? Okay. My question to you all is, guys, in a bank, between promotion, transfer and job rotation, at a position of branch manager, according to you all, which would suit the bill or which would suit the requirement? The internal choice would be via promotion, transfer of job rotation. Which would suit the requirement? So if I had to recruit an employee in a branch manager position, will you recruit with the help of promotion? Will you recruit with the help of transfer? Or will you recruit with the help of job rotation? What would you do? Okay, I have got various different answers. Superb. I have been really confusing to answer this question for me, because I've got all the options which everyone has mentioned. Okay, Sanjeevani tells me little more depth. Sanjeevani has stick to answer. Sanjeevani, are you sticking to the same answer which you have mentioned earlier? Rohit, if I have to go through a branch manager and if I am supposed to recruit, the question over here is that will it go via promotion, transfer and job rotation? Kaushiki, I take your point, but the problem over here is that we have got only 3 options. From these 3 options we are supposed to select. So we aren't looking out for that part. I got your point, but we have got only 3 options. From these 3 options only we are supposed to target. So Kaushiki, if you are being asked to help the company that it is a bank, which what advice you will give? Kaushiki ne kya bola malum hai? She says, I think that a fresh experienced recruit would be do the output. So my question to you all is that specifically to Kaushiki, according to you, tell me what would be the best suitable option. Let me just tell you, a lot of them have gave me answer of either promotion or transfer. Then I got maximum answer of promotion. I got little less answer for transfer. So suddenly I got answer of job rotation from few of them. Job rotation nahi hoga. You cannot ask a cashier to become a branch manager for a time of around some 2-3 months and then we'll get a new thing. No, you cannot have job rotation in form of branch manager. So job rotation is not there in place only. So you may either have promotion or transfer. Promotion would be नीचे से कोई एम्प्लॉय को ऊपर प्रमोट कर दिया. ट्रांसफर वुड बी वो ब्रांच मैनेजर को दूसरे ब्रांच में ट्रांसफर कर दिया. सो व्हाट वुड सूट द रिक्वायरमेंट? Superb. Neha has given a very elaborative answer. Let me just copy and paste it on my screen for everyone to view. Neha tells me this way. Neha tells me promotion would be growth option for an employee, transfer bringing an existing personnel who knows the system. Correct, Neha? So what would you basically recommend? Most of the times in such kind of situations, so true, Santosh, you have given me the same point. Job rotation के बारे में. He knows lot of things about the organization. The problem over here is what you cannot rotate the person from now today he is a branch manager, then from there they will put him to some other place. So it is going to be little difficult for that employee. Yeah. Some organization would do it, is again depending upon the company's policies. But most of the times the answer to this question by lot of departmental heads or lot of people in the market who have been actually shifted or rather actually been recruited would be via promotion. They'll not get transferred, they'll get promoted. Job rotation ke badle Santosh, promotion is a correct word. So if an employee is there, he has been doing lot of functions in the same branch from last 7 years or 10 years. So might as well promote him and make him a branch manager instead of just giving him a job rotation. Yeah, Kaushik, you're always right. Okay, everyone is clear on this part? Great, superb. Another question, second last question. For a IT company, my question to you all, for a IT industry, what kind of promotion, transfer and job rotation Sanjeevani is job rotation Sanjeevani job rotation is temporary working at different places. Vacancy to be filled in for a temporary ad hoc. इधर कोई अभी है नहीं, so I am just going to pull in someone to work in that. Like in morning, if you go na, you will find less amount of people coming in for passbook filling. So you will say that passbook wala filling wale to do one thing, sit in for 2 hours at the cashier counter because there is a lot of people who are coming to withdraw cash and then move out. That is where job rotation would be done for a temporary. Yeah, basically means temporary, correct. So for an IT company, IT industry, promotion, transfer and job rotation policy for an IT company, I repeat, promotion, transfer or a job rotation, which will basically help IT company to grow. Promotion, transfer of job rotation, which will help the IT company to grow. Yes, correct, Arun. What you have mentioned is correct. Neha, at what level? The level would be at the basic level. Okay, so true. Everyone is given with a question saying that it is going to be a situational based. So if you give me more situational basic specified question, then the answer to be more relevant. Yes, Nivedita tells me, sir, it can be job rotation, If basic level, correct, absolutely correct. That is what I was looking for. So if it is a IT industry, then if it is for a basic level, the correct answer is going to be absolutely correct. Job rotation. Is it clear with everyone? For a basic level in IT industry, it is going to be for job rotation. ठीक है? आगे बढ़ो. Last example, then we'll wind up for the day. Okay? The last point is, these days we have seen a very big buzz in the industry, that is known as retail industry. Retail. In retail industry, key position. I am repeating, in retail industry the position is key position. So in retail industry there is a key position. So under key position, if I have to think about to recruit, will it be via promotion, transfer or job rotation? How will the employee will be recruited? Promotion करना चाहिए, transfer करना चाहिए, job rotation? What should it be done? Yes, Sushen, I am waiting for an answer. No problem, Sushen. Sushen, for your reference, I'll just give you the link so that you can download and read it across for your own self. Okay, I have got so far. Okay, the question I'll give you once again, Raj. My question to everyone was that retail industry for key position. Now, what do you mean by key position? Raj, key position means what? Decision making position. That decision making position is vacant. I am supposed to recruit. So, what will be the best tool? Should I recruit via way of promotion? Should I recruit with the help of transfer? Or should I do job rotation? क्या करना चाहिए? Okay, Neha, understood. But we don't have over here second level. We just have a key position which is vacant. So I am supposed to now fill in that gap. What should I do? Or one of your client asks you and calls you, or a consultant to a client, and they call you up and ask you that we have got a retail industry, we have got around 10 malls or 15 malls, and the key position is not there. The key position can be a merchandising manager who basically purchases goods on behalf of all the 10 stores. So he is a key position. So the key position, that person is not there. Now what should I do? Should I promote? Should I transfer? Or should I recruit? क्या करना चाहिए? Wow. Superb answer from everyone. Superb. Maximum answers I have got. Job rotation तो है ही नहीं. Job rotation तो you cannot do in that level. So the answer would be either promotion or transfer. And so we have got either promotion or transfer. क्या करना चाहिए? So I am getting most of the answers I have got is of promotion. Yes, they would basically do promotion. Transfer नहीं करेगा. They would be promotion because 10 malls है उसमें से already some malls I'm already catering. So the best reason would be promoting already who is working with a team of merchandising having the skills. The best would be promoting an existing. हाँ, super Raju, absolutely just told my words. Already जो काम कर रहा है उसमें जो अच्छा बंदा है, who is dedicated, you can promote that person to that level and ensure that the output can be generated. That is how promotion will take place. Okay, everyone is clear with this part? Understood? Yes, Avinash, that is also one of the areas. Arun, yes, so for key position, we had got only these three options. See, I know a lot of different ways we can get in for key position, but we have got only these three options. Job rotation would not take place, either promotion or transfer. So if I have to transfer, I need to have someone who is basically in that area only. So specifically, it's going to be difficult, and hence I will give to promote only from one of my departmental heads. Understood, everyone? Okay, great, super. So we are just winding up the lecture today. We'll see you all next class and take it forward. I believe before that we will have a PCP session happening, I think, which is on 8th. As far as performance considering is going to happen on 8th, this is what I have got a rough schedule. On the week of 8th, 9th and 10th, there will be PCP. Yeah, mostly I'll be there for the PCP. So we will take take it forward in this PCP session. That is what I have heard. I am also not having sure. Maybe on Monday or Tuesday you will get the whole list. आ जाएगा किधर net वगैरह पे आता है. Yes, tomorrow Prachi VCF is there. Yes, even you can attend the PCP. Yeah, I know that it was a week later earlier, but this time it is going to be the next. My next lecture, I don't know, there is a timetable which will be put up on your login ID, etc. You will get the information. Sanjeevani, as far as PCP process, I don't know. PCP, you have to come over here in the college, means you are supposed to pen then for the lectures, whichever lectures you give to send, you have to make a note of it, and there is a whole process. You call up the support desk, they will be the best people to answer your queries. Okay? Any other questions anyone has got? Thank you so much, Sandeep, for your kind words. Though I know in midterm we had a lot of fun. The reason being because in midterm the topics were like that. The end term portion topics are when we'll go to the 14th, the second lesson, the last chapter will come a blast. Because that is where your learnings would change. These are all general things. In that we can just go and touch on the keywords. Thank you so much, Kaushiki, for your kind words. Excellent is a very humble word for me. Thank you so much, Neha. Thank you so much, Kiran. Thank you, Rizwan. Thank you, Raj. Thank you, Arun. Despite of you being in training and you are listening to the lecture, it's hats off to you. Thank you so much, Sagar, Reshma, Nehar. Thank you so much, Mahesh. Yeah, Avinash, thanks and take care. God bless you all. I'll see you all next class in the VCP. If someone is there, if not, we'll meet up in VCF once again. Thank you so much, Rajveer. Okay, that's it from my end. Take care. Thank you.